Hey everybody!
It's us!
How's it going? Welcome Twitch, welcome Internet, welcome to Neon Lights in Night City, the actual play Cyberpunk Red TTRPG show. And the only show on this channel where I'm apparently losing players like flies. They're just dropping. They're just dropping all over the
We
place.
killed them.
They're just
They're
gone.
dead. They're dead and we've killed them. They're never coming back.
So I
Clearly.
have half my players this time, but that's fine.
The
It'll
most
work great.
important half,
It'll
I'd
just be
argue.
we're just gonna bring it in. It's gonna be just a little more of an intimate
A little
session.
more
It'll be fine.
intimate. Come on, come on, come on, close.
Come on us on that journey. Yeah.
Take a nice
Says the
spot on the
spider
couch
to the
here.
fly.
Take a nice seat on the couch right here. Get yourself some wine, have a nice drink. Get comfortable. We'll be here for a while, so just come on and get a little bit closer to us. Don't worry, we don't bite much.
So says the spider to the fly.
Hey, spiders
Hey.
don't bite; they liquefy through biting.
They kind of bite. Yeah, they kind of bite. Anyways, my name is Tate Washburn. I am the game master in here. I was trying to remember too much D&D in my brain right now.
To be
I'm
fair,
the game master here.
trying out the term game maestro these days because master has
Maestro.
problematic implications sometimes.
It does.
So
It kind of
I've
does.
been trying out some different shit. So I've been trying maestro these days. I've been trying that out.
The game lord.
Exactly, the
Nah,
game lord.
That can kind of work. Anyways, yeah, my name's Tate Washburn, and I would like to have my other two players introduce themselves real quick.
Oh, yo, what's up? It's me. Don't mind me as I'm currently trying to fix everybody's overlay things because people are in the absolute wrong places. That's my fault, but I'm fixing that right now. What's up? And boop. Hi, guys. It's me,
Hey.
Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox. And, yeah, today I'll be playing Fox the Fixer. He's a bit of a rough and tumble streets man. Gets by on the streets of Night City using his fixer contacts and his charisma and his skill in the bedroom to make his way in Night City and hopefully also be running for mayor soon. I'm gonna up my mic a little bit. Am I sounding better now? Am I far from my mic? How's that? Am I going better now? How's that? Cool. So yeah, that's basically all I got. I'm Fox. I'm playing Fox, and that's all I got. Michelle, take it away.
Alright, I'm Michelle. I'm playing Lynx, our netrunner, who, goes around and talks to her AI big brother, who is like actually her brother, but also is an AI. I don't know. Whatever. Also, she makes sure that this idiot over here does not do dumb shit.
I
Well,
resent that. It's not untrue,
actually-
but I resent it.
but also, I think Lynx has just not been very good at that. Like,
Yeah,
she keeps
if your
trying
goal
and
in life has been to keep me from doing dumb shit, you've categorically failed, love. I'm sorry.
yeah,
That's
that's
We
fair.
can only ask so much. Lynx is
We can
only
only
so much.
ask that Lynx follow him into doing bad shit so he doesn't die doing dumb shit.
So far, so
There we
good.
go. There, that's better.
But yeah, and yeah, sort of as a summary of last time, these two as my players, and also Doc, their friend, and who's played normally by our player Dan,
Bye,
and then
Dan.
another friend of theirs. Yep, Dan's not here. We
Bye,
love you, Dan.
Dan.
even
He's
when
dead.
you're
I
not
killed
around.
him. He's gone.
He plays
never
Doc
come back.
Huckabee, our med tech. They were on the road with I always forget with Nomad named Daniel, a friend of theirs as well, and they attacked a robot making facility. There was a lot of very dangerous robots, and several people nearly died. But it turns out that Lynx, using her excellent hacking skills, and Fox, using his keyboard smashing skills, managed to turn all the robots off.
Masterful
And
work.
that's kind of where the last session ended, but I think this session we're gonna pick up. It's maybe like a day afterwards. You guys are finally back on the road. Some of the things that you found out just researching, because I'm just gonna use the roles you did last time.
Word.
The robots that you turned off, as much as they were standing still, very quickly overheated and their internals melted. They had a sort of self-destruct sequence going on. And there was some having to run around and put them not on fire. However, one of the robots did not turn off. The one that early on in the fight had got sort of ripped in half and was still crawling around, whatever mechanism that is used to prevent these things from going, or like that keeps these things in control from a central point, must have been broken in some way when it got destroyed. So you do have a robot that you get to research.
I know.
Okay, just put that
Yeah,
in the furthest part of the trunk, please. I want it nowhere near me. Freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, and you guys had to spend a day of Daniel basically fixing up Ozzy, your vehicle that had the big gun on it,
Big old
the
Ozzy.
camper trailer.
Thank you, Ozzy.
Yep. fixing up Ozzy while Doc fixed him up because he did get kind of injured when his bike got a little launched. It did get blown up a bit,
That's
and he
true.
did have to take cover behind it. So as of now, you're driving down the freeway with uh, Daniel's bike sort of sitting on the back
Hmm.
of the car, like
Right.
there's just like a rack for it, and you guys are going down the freeway and are just trying to sort of stay out of trouble. You know your pathway to not run into too many bandits and enemy nomad factions.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Other things you found out, the central like sort of unit that was underground apparently dug in a while ago, and that was how it managed to turn everything off. You'd heard from Manny, your friend the spider,
Good old
as well as
man's.
you'd seen a recording of just things just shutting down in sort of a wave, and it was sort of this big intimidating thing. And it's actually just kind of an illusion. It was more those things got isolated by this sort of drilling robot that is also fused up. You can't really recover anything from it, but you do surmise that it was this central processing unit for all of the other robots. It also saying that it would be difficult to see it coming out here, but it's not something you'd have to worry in Night City because it can't just like drill into places the same way. It would be noticeable.
Hmm.
And then, other than that, you have just a big old chunk of data about the AI that attacked this location, which is a copy of the long gone tech bro CEO, Elon Musk.
Wait, we have a copy?
No, no, you have data on that copy of the AI.
Oh, I was just gonna shoot
No, the
him.
same thing.
Like, shoot the AI in his face, personally.
The AI is not there.
Okay, cool.
I think, Lynx, you would have a certain understanding of this that the first experiments in making copies of people were like right before the last Corpo War. So around the year 2020, 2021, actually, funny enough. And in fact, your brother Oryx was probably at the tail end of those experiments that created him and, the other copies that are less him, you might say.
Hmm.
The copy that goes by Oryx is just the closest to what your brother was and is basically exactly the same person, where the other copies are basically completely different people that just have a few of the same memories. Oryx considers them kind of family still, and that was one of the AI that actually got vanished that left you that big message that lets you know who you're fighting.
Hmm.
Like, well, shit. That's one family. And then it's like, oh, hey, sibling is dead, kind of.
And so, yeah, you know that it's going to take more processing power than you have here to really dig through this robot and what's going on. So, you're just kind of heading home now.
All right. Any data we can dig up on maybe who might have been responsible? Like any like markings, whatever.
Responsible in what way?
Like, okay, so from what Link's heard from Doc, uh,
Mhm.
we know that somebody has been selling robots of similar make, right?
Ah,
Or might
yeah, yeah.
even specifically been selling these robots actually. Um,
Mhm.
so it's possible that some corporation or some seller has been, you know, using this facility to make these robots. So therefore,
Yeah, okay.
if Lynx can find any kind of like maker's marking or whatever, or like,
Okay, yeah. The robots here don't really have a maker's mark per se. However, some of the data you can collect from this facility of what it's been making since Manny lost it
hmm
uh, are the robots that are here defending it. This facility was making its robots, as well as other models of various colors that were meant for various places. The city model is generally red, and it's just for like security for infrastructures, for companies and such, or anyone who can buy it. And that's one is you think probably the ones that you have found in the city. The
Hmm.
ones that you found in like the old medical facility that have been abandoned would have just been an earlier version. The thing is that those robots are definitely older than this facility, I guess. Not this facility as a whole, but like the period of time where this facility was making these robots. And like the 3D models, the CAD AutoCAD files basically for these robots are like the earliest version installed here that they've been iterating on since was like version 20.
Hmm.
Like there's been a lot of versions of these things. So I think you would surmise from that they took this facility over, but they've been making these robots for longer. Probably this AI or someone that controls this AI, Musk AI, uh, has been doing this longer than they've been doing that in this facility. They just for some reason also took this facility over.
Hmm.
maybe because it's convenient.
Could be.
Continue.
I guess you would also know that, like, it takes a lot of time to build these things. Materials are another issue, but really, if you're going to have an automated system and you need to expand, you could build more facility, but there's a bunch of these old abandoned facilities just around the country that no one's using.
Right.
So an enterprising company that doesn't care about breaking a lot of laws could just find a bunch of them and take them over and use them.
So
It makes the logistics quite difficult, but
the question will become, how do we make that facility our facility?
yeah. I mean, you already have a deal with Manny, your friend, that's like, yeah, I'll make you some stuff. He's just going to use it to make a bunch more of those little fly bots he uses to hack from super long distances.
Oh, don't worry. We got to talk about those, too.
I think also part of his deal is that he's going to let you, Lynx, sort of borrow that network.
Oh, that's even more
like, you two will have to
helpful.
coordinate. Yeah, it's like, you're going to have to coordinate as to, like, where the network is distributed and, like... But he seems pretty reasonable, and he's also pretty easy to convince because he's kind of an awkward dude. But, so long as you just sort of coordinate who's using what and the bandwidth of each of them. Once he has it back up and running, he should allow you to do it. As of now, he basically has exactly one line he can make. It doesn't go very far either. But once he's got a bunch of them again.
Spy bots.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're
Bye.
being given a sort of lend-lease control of this network?
Occasionally.
I mean, that was part of the deal. You'd have to talk to him about the details, I guess. But also,
yeah.
Oryx
I am
said that he's
definitely
gonna
talk to him about that.
Yeah. Oryx also said he was gonna pay you guys for finding out what happened to those two AI that are gone.
Oh yeah.
You don't know exactly what happened to him yet, but if you can figure it out via the data, he's gonna pay you a lot of money for that. More accurately, him and his AI friends are going to hack a corporation of your choosing to suddenly give you a bunch of their money.
Of my choosing?
Yeah. It
Oh!
has to be to a limit, though, simply that they can't draw too much attention.
I
But it's
wouldn't
still,
even.
like,
I wouldn't have even cared if like,
10K.
if they didn't even pay us that money. Just the fact that they could take money from somebody because I said so. God, I love having hacker friends. It's so useful. It's so great.
Yeah, I believe I said, correct me if I'm wrong, 10K.
I'll take a 10K. I don't give a fuck what you say. That sounds like more than enough.
I mean,
You also nearly died. Like,
yeah.
This was dangerous.
That's true.
I mean, for some of those corpos,
But
10K is probably not that much, but...
you didn't die.
You didn't. I think Doc is actively, like, patching up Daniel's ribs, and he's like, yeah, but you almost did, actually.
I'd say you almost did. We're kind of unscathed, if you hadn't noticed.
No, Doc
I
is
mean,
saying
Doc's
that. Daniel's
fine,
like,
too.
yeah, Doc is fine. Daniel's the only one who actually got injured.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's
Daniel's also, like, making sure some of the extra plating he's put on the side of Ozzy is staying on as you're driving, because there were, like, one side of Ozzy just opened up.
Yep.
There are definitely bullet holes in, like, the seats you're sitting in right now.
Yep. I'm not comfortable with it, but hey,
I mean,
I've sat
like,
on
we could've-
bullet
like-
couches before.
Ozzy almost died.
That's fair.
yeah.
And he did great though. Good job, kid.
I mean, could we have salvaged some of those materials from the robots that we shut down?
Factory's still there.
He definitely salvaged a bunch of pieces to fix Ozzy from the vehicles and the robots and stuff. But mostly it was plating, and then he had to mess with like the central shaft column of the car a little bit because it did get a little damaged. But that was mostly just buffing some stuff out and making sure everything is in alignment again. It was really the armor plating that took a beating. I think you'll remember I had 3 health bars for Ozzy, and one was one side of the armor plating, and one was the other side. And then the red bar in the middle, was actually functional pieces of the machine.
Just ripped through all of the armor on one side. It just,
He took a lot of shots before that happened, though.
That's true, but yeah,
Yeah.
he was bodying. Ozzy was going at it. It was great. All right, I'm so proud of our boy.
Can we keep Ozzy? I'm kidding.
I think Daniel's thinking about it, and he's like, well,
we'll see.
it's like, so technically it's still part of the, like, Nomad caravan. But so long as I'm around, like, technically this is my personal one of the caravan now. Other people can loan it, but after the first one, we get to decide, at least I do because I'm part of the, but you guys can definitely be helping with the decision of, like, do we repaint Ozzy? Do we rename him?
I kind of like him at this point.
Yeah.
He was very nice.
Daniel's definitely, yeah. I mean, he could do with a touch-up of the paint job, because, again, the whole side is super battered. But
I mean, and it's still pretty garish, but whatever.
Ah, come
It's the
on! Look at that beautiful
style.
orange. Look at that beautiful,
the
beautiful.
white with the orange stripes and
Yeah,
the blue
beautiful is
stripes.
definitely a word you could use to describe that. Would it be an accurate one? Jury's out on that. But
But
All
yeah, so
right.
that's sort of how you guys spend the. I think it's a day and a half, 2 days to get back to Night City.
Oh yeah. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, I had something small I would like to do while we're writing
Exactly,
with the
sure.
information we've gathered. So yeah, just taking in
Mhm.
everything we've learned about Manny and the spy network and the deal and like the and how everything's coming together. Uh, it's like kind of probably like later in the day. I don't know. Maybe like I don't think Daniel will be like asleep or anything right now, or like neither would Doc. But probably later in the day. Fox would go back over his bag, open that same sack he had from last episode, pull out a quick pre-roll, and just like he'll look up at the side of like the opening, like the roof hatch, and like he'll just kind of shoulder Link, just like, yo, talk to me real quick.
All right.
Relax, you're not in
Yeah,
trouble.
you guys can get up on the roof pretty easy, and there's like handles and places to be up here,
Word.
so it's kind of designed to be able to crawl all over.
Yeah. So yeah,
And yeah, you're somewhere in the middle of the like northern Arizona. It's this sort of mountainous plateau-ish region, and I mean, it's kind of beautiful. I mean, you guys are city kids. You haven't really grown up around, but
yeah.
the mountains are really big and dramatic to the north of you, and to the south, it's just like endless plain, and vastly off into the distance, you can kind of see the ends of the Grand Canyon, the beginning of the Rio Grande, and it's blue skies in the afternoon.
Hmm.
Sunset starting. It's big, dramatic, and red just due to all the pollution and stuff in the air, but
Naturally.
it's pretty.
Hmm.
Nice as hell out here, huh?
It's definitely very pretty.
You can step back if you want. I can hear you. Relax.
Link's just
Yeah, you
moves.
guys aren't going like freeway speeds, so you can definitely. Also, Fox can just be at like the back of the car, so
Yeah.
all the smoke
Yeah.
is going away
I'll
from
just
him.
Yeah.
blow backwards. You're fine.
Link
Relax. You
just
can sit in
moved
the.
upwind.
Yeah, you can sit
So
in the front. You're fine. Jesus, such a baby.
Uh,
gross. I don't know how you can stomach the smell. Ugh.
I don't.
it goes in your lungs, dummy, not your stomach. Sorry.
You know why I do this, Ma?
This?
This.
Hmm. Well, I always figured part of it was coping.
It's actually all of it, believe it or not. No other reason to. It's not fun. It's not euphoric or anything. I mean, first time highs are great, but a year or two in, it's just a buzz at that point. It's not important. Anyway, job well done, huh? We get back to NC. We talk to your bro. Talk to Manny. We get paid. All right. My bad.
Get paid. We find out some more things, hopefully. You get back to your mayoral campaign.
Yeah.
Get back to my granddaughter.
Speaking of her, I don't know. I'm worried. We weren't gone too long, but we were gone long enough. All of this, it's a game, More time you spend at the board, more time you get to put pieces together, figure out plans, and well, it wasn't much for much more than a hot second, I guess, if we're gonna be relative with the metaphor. But I just looked away from the board. He could have done anything while I was gone. I don't know. I'm just worried, which is a new feeling for me.
Well, now you know how I feel half the time. But
Guess that's on me, huh?
Leon's still there, keeping an eye out. Auntie's still there. Elijah is, well, I'd like to see someone try to sneak something past Elijah.
Point.
Not to mention, Enzo and his very cute little, well, you remember Lasagna and
I don't know why you
Linguini,
call
and
them cute, but
they're
hey,
adorable.
they're robot. Never mind. We're not doing
Okay. Look, look. Meat sacks are meat sacks. It's, but
I'm trying to make a point, Ma. All right. I just there's some feeling I get when I don't have all the variables included when I don't have everything in my own control, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've been whipping Stinky's ass recently. Like I've had the upper hand on him in every single play so far. And I need that feeling. I need control. All of it, really. Which is why, when we get back to Night City, we're gonna talk to Manny about that spy network of his. I have thoughts.
Look. Okay, well, yes, talking to the spy network, but okay, back to. Okay, just you do realize you can't have control over everything, right?
Why can't I? The
Well,
corpos
I
do.
could. Yeah, sure, and that's why we you know corpos don't have control over everything, right?
Well, I
They
mean,
only have control as much as they claim to, and how much they can afford to shove into their what do you call it, safeguards. And even then, those safeguards can be worked around. Remember the one that I just put in for Elijah?
but that's the point I'm making. Corpos don't have complete control because they don't give a shit. All they care about is the control, right? I could do better than that. I could be better than that. If I had all that power, think about what I could do with it. Think about all the people I could help.
Kit, you know the phrase "absolute power corrupts
Absolutely.
absolutely."
I did spend at least one semester in college, asshole.
Yeah. Look, look. There's a thing to be said about power and control. There is a point where you say, yes, I can do so much stuff to help people, but then there becomes the how and the why. And also the I. Because the thing is, helping people is a group effort. It's a community effort. It's not a one person does one thing for the whole world, because let's face it here, right? Like there have been so many regimes around that where one person says, oh yes, I am going to be the one person who's going to help everyone, but the fact of the matter is not everyone's going to agree, and you're going to have dissenters. You're going to have people who are going to be happier not under your what would be rule. Okay, that's life. That's people. That's humanity, right? People like also at what point would we stop advancing? At what point do we say it's good enough? At what point what at what point do you have a limit is the problem. I'm sure that the people who experimented on Dion and friends thought that yes, clearly being able to modify people's genetics was, maybe they even thought it was a good thing. Maybe they thought, oh, we could develop something that will prevent, I don't know, disease, cancer. Maybe we can make people better. Maybe that's their whole reason for it.
It's the
But
tyrant's problem.
exactly.
I get it. I don't I don't want to be a tyrant. I don't I don't want to control everyone and everything. I don't. You remember growing up on South Night City, right? You did everything you could for me, but even then, it was day after day dodging gunfights and praying we don't catch a bullet on the way home, even if we weren't involved. I don't want that for Reyna. And right now, with how fucked this world is, the only way to get that is if I start stacking up the way the corpos do. If I can just shove her away from all this. And I don't want to do that either. That doesn't seem fair or right. I don't know what the fuck I want to do. I just...
Well, doing things the way the corpos are doing it doesn't seem to be, well, it's not working out for them. Why would it work out for us?
Point.
I mean, as much as they have amazing security and all the guards that they want and amazing healthcare, that's not gonna stop people from putting a bullet in their fucking head when they get sick of it.
You know, I hate when I have to agree with you all the time. You should stop being so good at that. But
Well,
in lieu of agreeing with you, I'll segue. That's a really good point about how all that security and everything won't keep them safe. I'm gonna kill Stinkminer when we get back to Night City. Maybe not immediately. Maybe I'll wait till the race ends. But win or lose, I'm killing him. And soon. You know that, right?
I'm not gonna argue with that because he's a piece of shit. But you know, and this is the part where I guess, there's a bit of an idealism. I kind of hate it. Kind of hate it, but an eye for an eye.
Idealism is an excuse. This isn't an ideal for me. It's just personal. I don't give a fuck about my morals or my convictions or what makes sense. I don't give a fuck if it's right. I just want him dead.
You know, and I'm not gonna argue about this. It's just I think death's a little too easy for him. Means it's over. Means it's just he doesn't have anything else to do. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd like him to live with his choices.
Maybe. I don't know.
I want to see him live through you tearing down every single thing that he wanted to happen, including putting the corpos in our city.
Can't lie. Does sound pretty good. I don't know. I had to bounce these ideas off of you. I've been thinking, the more I get involved in all this political mess, the more I see all the backstabbing, all the false promises and fake handshakes. All I think about is how I can't really trust anybody when it boils down. How people I've put my faith in, people I've put blades in people for in jail, turn their back on me because it made the most sense to them, I guess. I don't know. Shit, I've done the same. The point I'm trying to get at is I'm at the point where I don't know what happens next. I've been trying to call the shots every step of the way from here. This is that point where I'm moving on faith. So I need you to know that the only person I trust, and I mean the only person I trust, is you. If it comes down to it, I'm not scared to put a bullet in Dan, in Enzo, in Elijah, in Doc, in Dion, if I have to. But you are the only person I'll give my back to. Promise me you won't turn on me.
Well, I'm your ma. Gotta say. Ma's always gotta do what's best for their kids, huh?
That's what they say, right? Filial piety? Or, no, that's the inverse thing, sorry. I was only a poli-sci major for a week and a half.
Yeah. Well, I can promise that I'm gonna do my best to make sure you keep your promises.
Yeah, well,
That means you gotta keep your promises to get back to Reina. Gotta keep your promises to make sure the city is the best kind of place for Reina. Gotta make sure.
yeah, you got me there, I guess, huh? I hate it when you're right.
Well, you're gonna be you're dead now.
Oh, God, please don't say it like that.
You're dead now. It's you. Ah, man. I had no clue what the fuck I was doing for the first. Actually, I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's reassuring, thanks.
Look, man, I
No,
was
no,
2 years.
I wasn't joking. That's that's reassuring. I I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Um, I am so scared. Like, I I get bullet shot at me every other day, sometimes multiple times in a day, and that's scary. Don't get me wrong, but it's nothing like this. It's not even my life I'm gambling with anymore. It's hers, you know. If I fuck this up, she's fucked.
You
And
ever wonder why I always walked right in behind you?
yeah, I guess that makes sense, huh?
All right, you going through the front. I I got your 6. Of course, since we were basically the same age, well, probably not the same, but uh, sometimes all you can do is just have faith.
I am historically bad at that, but I'll keep it in mind, huh?
Mm. You can stack the deck as much as you want.
I hate playing cards. Too easy. Prefer just rob them, you know? You take somebody's money, do it the fair way.
Well, hey, that's what hacking through every single corporation. It helps.
Fair enough. Any case, well, that's all the business items, as it were. We can head on back down. I'm gonna hang out up here for a bit longer. Maybe just watch the horizon. Mountains are kind of pretty. But whenever you find some spare time, I'm sure you're gonna be neck down in Robot Jones when you get back there. I'm sure. But whenever you get a spare time, you wanna go shopping with me? There's something I gotta pick up, and I want your input.
Are you
Shut
finally
up!
gonna put a? You're totally
Shut
gonna.
up!
I've been waiting for this for the past fucking decade. Ah, yes. Okay. Yes. We are going shopping. We're gonna get you. Ah, shit. Oh, it's gonna be great. Oh, you sure you want my opinion? You know my fashion sense is absolutely horrifying.
Fox just looks over, like the side of the road is just like. You think it's fast enough that I left over now? I'd just like die on impact. I'm considering it.
You're going fast enough that it's not sure. It's not a sure thing. Are you going slow enough, I should say?
No, no, I won't play with fate that hard. If I'm gonna die, I'd rather it be certain. All right. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do this. We'll talk about it when we get back. Leave me alone.
So I guess Lynx is gonna go back before she heads back. Just quick parting shot. Responsibility is fucking terrifying.
Oh god, she's giving me the Spider-Man speech.
It's fucking terrifying. It's gotta tell you
Great
this.
power.
But life here in Night City is fucking short. It's short. It's terrifying. Oftentimes it's just plain terrible.
You're telling me. I'm almost 30. Oh
Yeah.
god, I'm almost 30.
You're telling me I'm also. Well, I've got a couple more years until I hit 32, you know.
Oh god, I'm almost 30 and I have a kid. Oh god.
You know, as much as every fucking time you went out was terrifying, especially when I couldn't, well, you know, Couldn't watch your back. Couldn't be there. We had fun times.
You heard about
We had a lot
that,
of
huh?
fun. Yeah.
Oh god, remember that one time at the fucking nightclub? I was so fucking smashed, and you fucking caught me outside arguing with that guy. I don't even know what the fucking argument was about. You came outside just spilling at me like, you can't do anything about it. You shouldn't be arguing with him. And I was like, you're right. And I just fucking kneecapped him with my pistol. I have no idea why I did that. It was hilarious.
We're totally drunk. Oh man, I think we just left. Should we just
You
leave?
physically dragged me away. No, you literally physically dragged me away into the night. I didn't know you were that strong. It was great.
Well, you were. Yeah, oh my God, you were so fucking heavy too. I'm tiny, you know.
I'm sorry.
You know, at the end of the fucking day, I think we count, and this is just humor me, but we count our lives in moments when we laughed. And it's really cheesy. It's a really fucking cheesy thing to say, but I think at the end of the day, no matter what happens, how fucked up everything is, we end up losing lives, limbs, whatever. The amount of times you can see a real smile, just share a moment of laughter. Those are the important ones. Those are the ones we want to remember. And Lynx is gonna leave.
And I guess from the top, alone by himself. Sorry, you gotta give me a second here. Yeah, Fox sits there alone for a minute and just kind of quietly to himself just says, I'm glad I got my laughs in with you, Ma. And yeah, he just watches the horizon for a bit, finishes his smoke, lets off a tear or two, maybe. No more than two, he's a thug.
So
All
yeah,
right, I'm good.
You guys drive through the night. You guys drive through the night. There's sort of a rotation of just being on top of the vehicle, watching out. I think at one point you have to like change your direction a little bit to avoid what looks like maybe some activity way off in the distance. You think it's easier to avoid large nomad groups as a small vehicle as opposed to a large one. And I think maybe once you spot someone who might have or could have like ambushed you, but they see there's a great big fuck off gun on the back and it's just one vehicle and they're like, I don't know that's worth it. And they just sort of let you pass.
He just pulls up just like, long day, bro, please. Just
Yeah. No, you like go past. I think it's you go past like down the freeway, and you're like vaguely close to where I guess like Powell would be near the river, and there's like just a bunch of these old blocky houseboats just sitting out on like bricks. They're like all rusting apart, and yeah, you see a guy just leaning out from a window casually, and like maybe has a gun, but as you like drive up and you drive past and he sees the big just machine gun on the back, he's just like, no, and puts the gun back in the house and just leans back in. He's like, we're fine.
I'm good. Actually, you know, it's just, you know
Yeah.
what?
It's like, no.
Suddenly reconsidering some life choices. Actually, just really suddenly.
I think Doc is on the top with a sniper rifle, and he's like, nah.
I think it's a good day to pick up knitting. Actually.
I have in fact reconsidered.
Yeah, you know, I was sitting and I'm thinking today's a good day to pick up crocheting. Actually, I think this is a good day of all days to pick up crocheting. Actually, I'm gonna get into that.
But yeah, but no, I think that's the thing you notice this time, just going back, is every once in a while there's just like the most ratty looking small town built on who knows what, shipping containers, old broken down semis, a train station, old houseboats up on bricks, stuff like that.
Right.
And the people just sort of, if there's people there, they just kind of watch. They just don't seem to be doing much of anything. It seems just like a polar opposite life to where you guys live. And you're kind of reminded that where I'd say midway through second day in, so it's been like a day and a half, as you have made great time back to Night City. Yeah, it's like just getting cloudier and cloudier, and I think that's when you are really aware of like, oh yeah, it's just like always cloudy in Night City. It's just been so bright out but it's just because Night City's just always raining, like all of the time where it is. And you finally see the edge of the city, and you get back like kind of late in the afternoon, and it's the regular old Night City spit, just a mist from the air and gray clouds overhead.
Love that.
Home sweet home.
Oh, we do love it. We do love a home sweet home.
Yeah.
It's just way less hot. It's just way less dry. It's way less bright. It's all those things.
Yeah, of course. It's all the things we need it to be.
Don't need to wear my VR goggles 24/7.
Yeah, sunglasses not necessarily required unless you want.
Word.
And
That-
yeah, I think heading back in home, back towards Night City, you just sort of take Ozzy there. Daniel's like, I'm just gonna need some time to really fix him up, really make sure that he's running okay. We made it back here fine, just some time to tune him back up and refill the ammo and all that.
That's fine. I gotta plot me a club performance anyway now that I'm back in Night City, you know?
Just let me know, Dan, if you need anything for me to change for the architecture that we installed.
Yeah, if I have to touch it at all, I'll probably have to call you. Let's be real, but yeah.
It's okay. There's only a kraken. It's only a very big kraken. It's also it's only a little bit cranky.
I don't know that I like the idea of a giant fuck-off gun on the back of my car being cranky, but sure.
I mean, let's just take the gun off.
I mean,
I can't take
he's already
Ozzy's gun
programmed
off.
to
What
recognize
if he
you.
just took your arm off? What if he took your arm off?
You know
just
what?
because we
That's
thought you might
fine.
punch someone.
That's fair.
It's fine.
That's valid.
Ozzy knows you. I made sure to program you in.
I'm sure when I go back to the whole caravan that we have some programmers that can at least add us in. It'll be fine.
Cool.
But it's actually gonna be a while. It says like, yeah, they're all the way down there heading towards DFA. I'm not gonna be able to meet back up with them until they make it back to Night City. It's probably gonna be a few weeks, so I'll be around.
That's fine. Take your time, dude. We'll be hanging out here. Got some business to take care of while we're in the city. Some answers to get. A little bit of pay to pick up, you know. Don't worry. We'll make sure we break you off after once we get cashed out. All right.
Perfect. Yeah, you guys make it back to Neon Lights, and you actually can tell, like maybe a block away, there was some kind of gunfight recently, and you can actually see Elijah's people like cleaning some guys up.
Oh yeah, Fox is immediately his usual smarmy demeanor fades immediately as soon as he sees this. He's immediately concerned.
Yeah.
Like, opens door, hops out of Ozzy, like still moving slowly, just like immediately runs up, like, the fuck happened?
One of the guys like, you'll have to talk to the boss man.
And
he
where
sort of
is
points
he?
you back to Neon Lights. Back at Neon Lights construction site. You can see they're putting like bodies in a low bed truck. They look like, you look around, regular old booster gangers. You don't really know where from or who, but there's just so many different factions of people changing all the time. They could have any old name.
Fucking
And they don't look like they're professionals at all. Yeah.
Some fucking random.
Like honestly, anytime 5 people stand next to each other, they might just reinvent the name of whatever booster gang they're in. So.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping immediately over to like just running right past that, like just running right inside.
Yeah, but it's pretty close. You get back to the construction site, and this is like the far end of the block that the superstructure's in. You can tell that it's advanced a bit. They're like starting to really prepare and pour foundation. And in fact, you can now see where some of these booster ganger bodies are going. Elijah's maybe removing some cyberware roughly, but he doesn't have Doc around, and Doc is just setting up a shop now. So instead, he's removed maybe some valuable parts, and he's dumping the bodies in the foundation.
Fair enough.
If it works.
And yeah, Elijah's there with his guys. Elijah can pick up like a whole body with one hand and do it himself. 2 other people have to do it otherwise. This is just like tall, weird, lanky cyber body.
Fair enough.
And he sees you coming, and he sees you're concerned. He's like, so I take it that you saw the gunfight.
Yeah, what happened? Where's my daughter?
She's fine. We intercepted some communication. We're pretty sure that someone was trying to get some old, just some random booster gangers to come in and start trouble. Strange enough, they weren't trying to start trouble with you. They're just trying to start trouble right on top of the building. It seemed like someone was trying to orchestrate a small gang war in our front doorstep. So I decided to preempt that a little farther away.
Well, I appreciate your promptness and your efficaciousness more than anything else. That's a big word for me. Holy fuck.
Mostly we wouldn't have heard about it. Wouldn't have heard about it, but some hacker guy, Spider, or whatever, sort of teed us in. So
Yeah, we know him. Don't worry about it.
good. Well, mostly I'm just happy that it wasn't a trap, but I was not willing to take the chance.
I appreciate it. And
Like,
thanks for keeping her safe.
Oh, yeah. Hey, does the name Killer Sparks mean anything to you?
Sounds a little familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, Foxy actually, Fox would know, 100%. Like, oh yeah, there's some booster ganger I ripped off the one time. Like,
Oh
you're
yeah.
pretty sure
I remember that.
he wants to steal your
asshole.
parts. He wants to steal your like cyberware and sell it off. He like
Mhm.
doesn't really want to kill you, but he definitely wants to screw you over.
Yeah, I know the asshole. What about him?
Like, well, I think he's involved. I
Uh,
think. Look, I've just done a little bit of research. I'm not really a detective. I had Dion run down some leads, but he seems kind of busy. And at least the 2 or 3 guys in charge of the 2 or 3 small groups that were going to start this trouble seem to all have known him, worked with him for some point. You should be maybe not worried because he's not like really a heavy hitter, but he does seem to be growing a little bit in influence amongst various booster gangers
I don't
as
have
like a
time for
person.
bullshit. Anybody you know him?
I don't know where he is. I tend to run with the illegal Arasaka types just to try and find them and
Fair enough. Not your
immediately put
circles.
them in the ground. But
Don't worry about it,
yeah,
man. Just again, thanks for your work and keep your head down, alright? I'm gonna
will
go take
do.
care of some business. I'll be back.
Sounds good.
And yeah, Fox will walk out. He starts like walking back towards towards Ozzy. He has a very just a
Mhm.
very annoyed look on his face. And if you don't mind, I mean, I know he's not here, so it's a little bit weird, but he would call Dion real quick and just be
Yeah.
like, specifically, all I want to just be like, yo, I know you've been running down some leads on the guy who might have got involved in this Killer Sparks dude. I'm sure you can get to somebody who knows him. Tell him I'm gonna talk now.
Yeah, so you call Dion, and you actually hear the background of a club, you think, or a bar?
That's
You're not
believable.
sure, but there's like some heavy music, and Dion seems kind of distracted. He's like, yeah, actually, that might be. I might have someone who has a line on that. He's sort of intersecting with some of my people, but yeah, you might need to meet my buddy Ben.
I'll give
You
him
might
a
need to meet
call.
Ben. He might be. Oh no, not a call. He'll be by. You want to meet at Neon Lights or at your place?
Let's go
He'll
to
be
my
by when
place.
you need him. He just doesn't do cell phones.
I'll be back at my place in about probably by the evening. Just tell him to drop by. All right?
Yeah, you expect him kind of late.
Not a problem. I'll get some sleep.
All right.
All right, boss. You be safe. All right?
And he,
And I'll just hang up on him.
sure. And he yeah, he hangs up.
Yeah, and then I just walk back over to Ozzy. Just sorry about that, Ma. Just nonsense.
Well, you know, valid reaction. Well, actually, I feel like Lynx is probably not even in Aussie at this point. Lynx has
Mhm.
gone and picked up
Ozzy's
Reyna.
already parked.
Yeah, so
Yeah, Ozzy's already parked in the front driveway.
We're
You
talking.
guys, like, Fox, you are right on just the corner of the big, like,
yeah, yeah.
square
Okay,
block
fair
that
enough,
the
fair
whole
enough, fair
building
enough,
takes up.
But yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
you can see
That's
like
where Elijah was dumping bodies in the foundation of the building you guys are building. So
you can see if you're looking for Lynx, you can see her just outside the parking lot with like Reyna, and she's just doing like like the whole thing where you like where you toss a kid up in the air, you pick him, and you just.
Of course.
But like
to be
she's
clear, that
tiny.
display is hidden from the location where Elijah's dumping a bunch of bodies. It is on the corner with an L shape, so if you
Good.
sit in there, you can't see the construction.
Good. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So yeah, as he comes in, like his very annoyed face does like soften. It's just like, sorry about that. Just nonsense.
And how's my favorite granddaughter?
Hi, little one.
Reyna's
How are you?
giggling. She's having a lot of fun. She's definitely doing all that little kid wee type stuff.
Aw.
And yeah, she sees you, Fox, and she doesn't want to stop being tossed, but if she is put down, she will definitely run over and give you a big hug.
Oh yeah.
Aw, you want down? You want down?
That small toddler way where like they're definitely running in a way that you're a little worried they're about to fall over at any second because they barely catch themselves in time. But you know.
Oof. Yep. I'm gonna just scoop her right up. Just hey, little one. How you doing? I missed you. Just like rub her cheek a little bit, you mess
Mhm.
with her hair. Just be annoying dad shit, you know.
Yeah, yeah. She seems to be doing fine.
Mm, she's so great.
Jess is just sort of watching. You know, she's sitting in like the gas station thing. The gas station's actually been renovated a bit. It looks like they're starting to construct like sort of a structure from the roof to make it like a supporting pillar. You know that the plan basically is that this area is going to stay the same as the building builds around it.
Word.
Just the apartments are going to be part of the whole thing, and the gas station's just going to be like an endless pillar of extra like places to get food and stuff. It's going to be renovated. So right
That's cool.
now
I fuck
there's
with
some
that.
construction around, but it's still functioning. It's still like they don't want to take that away while
Yeah.
you guys live there.
Word. I fuck with that. That's cool as shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, a few more minutes of just messing around with Raina for a bit, just like chatting with her, playing around. Probably some promises to go get ice cream in a movie or something at some point in the near future. I'd, put her down, let her run back over to her grandma. And then I'd just slide over and, like, not sit down, but maybe just, like, lean against the wall, like, hands in pockets next to Jess.
Mhm.
Just, yo.
Looks like you don't have any extra holes.
Last I checked.
Then it went well.
Well is a relative thing, but, again, not dead, so well as it
We're
could.
all alive and mostly in one piece.
Yeah, let's go with
Yeah.
that. I'm,
Daniel definitely gets out of the car and has more bandages around him, and she's like, "Well,
okay,
most
of
of
us.
you are all in
Yeah,
one piece."
it's the casualties were sustained, but we're all functional still.
The car definitely also is obviously very much shot up, but yeah, you guys are fine. So
Oh
she's
yeah,
she's
don't worry.
accepted that.
Don't
That's
worry.
fine.
We
She's
weren't
not
in that when
raising an
that
eyebrow.
happened. Don't worry. It's a long story. Any case, yeah, good to see you. Um, everything all right while I was gone? Nothing wild happened?
Well, Elijah warned me just last night about a thing, but he had it handled.
Oh yeah, it's
He's
taken care of. Don't get me wrong.
kind of he's kind of scary effective, isn't he?
Those are definitely two words I would use to describe him. Usually in that order.
Yeah. And he definitely does seem just a little unsettling
I
most
would
of the
use him in
time.
either order actually. He is both scarily effective and effectively scary. That was in character, by the
He's still
way.
yeah. Yeah. No, this is also her. She's also just yeah. I mean, this is. I'm glad he's here with us. Let's say.
Yeah, I asked him to keep an eye on you guys while I was gone. Had to make sure someone had eyes on you while I wasn't here.
Yeah. Uh.
It's like little spider is definitely very good at keeping an eye on us.
Yeah, that's another deal I'll get into later at some point. I don't know. I'm feeling antsy these days. Lack of control, I guess. So I'm trying to amend that as best I can.
I think Jess does sigh and sort of a yeah. I mean, you'd have to consider like I don't need you to roll human insight for this, but I think it's a thing that you would just sort of consider that. Yeah, she had a pretty cushy, safe job in a much cushier, safer part of the city,
Yeah,
but it then ended up being very much not safe suddenly.
yeah.
And so, while this is better than where she was technically just before, the illusion of safety was shattered, and it's not really been reformed fully. So
Yeah.
she is, you can tell, like a little stressed. It's probably what she's drinking, as you can tell. It's like heavy, heavy black coffee, which she only ever does to like calm down, paradoxically.
Yep.
Like that is her comfort drink, and it's like the mug definitely has on its second refill. You think?
Word. Yeah. I think Fox just kind of like slide down the wall, so he's kind of like now like sitting either like at level or below her. Doesn't mind either way. It's perfectly fine. It was kind of like it's kind of like old times, huh? Dodging gunfights, keeping our heads down.
We have a lot of better people having our back this time. I think.
Damn straight.
No offense to no offense to old Gerson, but like he wasn't exactly the most stable person
Trust me,
to be watching us.
I have my problems with him. Let's anyway,
You know, he actually called up Auntie this week. Seemed mad about something. She just told
about
him to go fuck off. But something about like Doc blackmail wasn't gonna work though. Auntie just laughed at him.
yeah.
And you guys, you know, he was trying to blackmail Doc, but you guys effectively routed any chance he had of that.
Yeah. Noticing a lot of old flies have been buzzing around the nest a bit. Think it's time to start spraying them down, right? And the look on Fox's face is not one Jess is dissimilar with. It's a very, very focused, like, I am going to deal with this.
I think Jess does look a little concerned, but she also has a face that you are familiar with of not concerned for you, but like kind of concerned that like maybe you've missed the point. A little bit like, I mean, when flies gather, generally someone waved their hand at them.
Uh-huh. And I think I know exactly.
You're always gonna have enemies, Fox, but there's a reason why they're buzzing around more now, I think.
Yeah. I know exactly what it is. It's kind of like I don't know, like lions, whatever those cats where they used to be.
Oh yeah, those old like big fuzzy ones that don't
and the
exist
old nature
anymore.
docs we used to see.
I'm
right?
sure a zoo.
Yeah,
I'm sure a zoo has one somewhere.
Exactly. You know, like if I remember this, and like all those, I used to like watch nature docs like Super Blaze all the time. So if I remember this correctly,
After you get it together, she seems to like. This is probably a thing you guys did together because it's just a very fun thing to
fuck
do.
yeah, it's like an average date for us. Are you kidding me? This is great. Fucking like a large pizza, some huge sodas, and just like a whole bunch of marijuana, and just like watching a bunch of nature documentaries. Oh hell yeah, that's an average evening for us. Are you kidding me? Back in the day, anyway, just like if I remember correctly, it's like with lions you have like one lion at the top of the tank, right? The top of the pack. He's the man in charge. He starts putting his attention on other shit. He starts moving different, acting different. Other lions are gonna start thinking that maybe he's getting soft. They're gonna start swiping at him, seeing if he can find, I don't know, a wound somewhere. Yeah, I think I know how to deal with this. Don't you guys worry. And if I do it right, not that many people should have to die. Just
It was a little sorry,
just,
finish.
I got a couple things I gotta take care of first. First thing is, Ma and I have to go have a chat with a friend, just to see if we can get some eyes in some places. Then once we get some eyes in some places, I'm gonna put a few eyes on me. One more time.
Sounds like a plan.
You know me and my plans.
Somehow they managed to survive first contact with the enemy. Don't ask me how. It's got the luck.
But hey, after I take care of this, we're about to go grab a pretty big payday from some shit we took care of. Don't worry about it. Long story. But you wanna grab like dinner? Like real
Get a room!
You're just kind of like shoving her face out of the way, just like somewhere nice, like real food maybe.
There's a real nice
Real
one out
food.
in the the outskirts.
Shut your
Just pass
fucking
by.
hole and take Raina for a walk.
Uh-huh. Well,
It's
just
definitely
remember.
real food. Fancy, huh?
Oh, I got money now, Shawty. You ain't know?
Definitely teasing you a bit, but
Oh yeah, he like throws on like his like very much like 17-year-old like early flirting persona where he's like, yeah, come on, Shawty, like let me take you out some time. Come on, you mean like come put my number on your phone. You mean like come on, like
Oh, I can
shit,
see where I'm not
like,
wanted.
This, like almost like the same shit he like pulled her like the first time she like walked by.
Yeah.
He was like, hey yo, in the dress, come here real quick, come on. Like he's doing the whole act all over again. You mean like?
she plays along a bit, like subtly. She's not quite as I guess exuberant as she would have been when she was younger, of like really going into a character, but
Word, yeah, of course.
she has fun with it. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you guys are
anything
gonna
else
be
to
gross.
do?
Okay, time to go.
It's a little bit of flirting, but then she, is sitting and still watching Raina and all that.
Yeah. Let me handle some shit, and I'll pick you up. All right? Sound cool?
Just say the time.
I got you. And he'll kind of like turn over, like he'll kind of like scoop Raina up scoop Raina up from Link, just like that's how I got your moms back in the day. All right? Your dad's just nice with it. You feel me? I'm really good when I do. Hand it back to her. Just
Lynx has the most unimpressed look on her face. It's like,
Raina's having a fun time, but she's
Listen,
a child. She just enjoys.
it only didn't work
being
on you
interacted
because
with.
you're my mother. All right?
yeah. Maybe it's because I'm not impressed with your shit.
Oh, that's just hurtful. Come on.
Something tells me Lynx probably did more VR dating than anything else if she did any dating when she was younger.
VR Tinder.
Like,
Wait, that's
think
so
about that,
funny,
though.
actually.
Like you'd meet someone online, only get to see their VR body, and it's like just as obviously not their real body as any like photoshopped photo you'll find on a
Oh
dating
yeah,
app.
I feel like VR Tinder is just like, as opposed to like a profile, like you would set up like a VR space that would be like your VR first date,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
people
yeah.
can like pop in and like do the first date with you, and then at any point they can just be like, no thanks, and just swipe and just like disappear. It's
Probably,
just like,
to a new room,
probably.
yeah.
oh,
I feel I feel like
oh
Lynx
god,
did that like 2 times, but met like two very repulsive personalities on, and was just like, no,
Probably.
I'm yeah, not.
Oh, it would have been like
Yeah.
the one girl I met on Tinder who wanted who her and her husband wanted to watch me fuck cheese. Not a joke. Not a joke. Not a joke. That's a story I'll tell you someday. I won't tell you right now, but that was a story once
So
where
weird.
a
Do
woman on
that
Tinder
stream.
wanted me to, in front of her and her husband, fuck cheese. That was the whole reason they were on Tinder.
I'm
That
a
sounds like a euphemism for
No,
something.
no,
That's so
no,
weird.
no.
It's not.
The sad thing
No,
is, it's
You don't have
not.
to go into details. You don't go into details. I just said like that sounds so funny. I know I would not be able to keep it together if someone asked me that on a dating app.
VR husbando collecting games.
Yeah. Well, you gotta think. Brain dance is a thing. People can like, you can record your memories and have people relive them, and you can edit them. Like that's definitely part of the dating profile.
Oh my
definitely part
god,
of the
That
that
sounds
sounds
really
so
weird,
great.
actually.
Like I feel like you could just like
Yeah,
edit
right?
like every fight you've ever been, and just make it seem like just like a montage of all the cool ass moments of your life. Just be like, yeah, look how much of a
What?
badass I am. There's definitely some guys that have done that. Like their profile's
Oh,
like
for sure.
a montage of fight scenes, and they're like, yeah, I bet I'm pretty badass, huh? You want my number? It's just,
Although
oh
I
god.
bet, like the obviously faked version
Oh yeah,
is
it's
like
just been like
where there's like a detail where like one time his fist is like one shape and color and is wearing something, and then another time it's like that's a completely different person's fist,
yeah, it's like wait a
but
minute,
because
hold
he's
on.
taken other people's brain dances and edited them
Just,
together
like,
to make it look like it's him.
Wait, I need Lynx to have like gotten really sick of the VR dating thing
Yeah, yeah.
and the brain dance thing, and just been, like just
Yeah.
like she sees it once, sees how badly it's done. It's like, okay, we're going to, the one bit of hacktivism that Lynx does, that besides you know
Corporations is to mess with these guys' profiles.
yes.
Just hack shitty
Nah.
hacks. The true hacktivism is hacking shitty men's Tinder profiles. I am here for this. This is praxis, okay? I am here for it.
If chat wants to name the VR Cyberpunk Tinder, they are allowed.
Oh
They're
god,
allowed to come up with a shitty name.
why have we given chat that power?
We already did it for their Instagram.
That's
it was
true.
Technique.
That's true. Actually,
And it
I
was-
still
that's
fuck
a
with
pretty
that.
good
That
name,
was
by the way.
actually
actually,
really,
yeah.
that was
I
really
actually still fuck with Technique as a pretty cool. That's fair. That's fair. All right, chat, you're cool on that one. Alternatively, if we don't have one, we're just gonna go with husbando because that's hilarious. I don't know why. I don't know why. But it's great.
Also, Cyber Ounce was the other one that's just brain dances that you can
Right.
do.
Cyber outs instead of Instagram.
Exactly.
I fucking hate you people so much. I'm kidding. I love you all. Thank you for following, by the way. You're all wonderful.
Yeah. You're all amazing. Yeah, we've been going about an hour, so we can still keep going for a bit.
Yeah, let me know.
Anyways, so
I mean, we can also, if you
no,
want to chop
just
this up
what
more,
you-
we can chop this up more. It's totally fine. I'm cool either way.
yeah, I think that I want to do the scene of you guys talking to Spider. Speaking
Bet.
of which, so Lynx, you know that he'd rather meet in a VR space, and you have a full jack that you can use and VR goggles that Fox could use if you both want to be part of that. But it does mean Fox gets to actually do some small amount of net running for the first time. Maybe not the first time. I don't know. Has Fox dabbled in at least experiencing full VR or augmented reality instead?
I feel like as a kid, maybe he would have like, if he like, maybe like there was the one time him and Lynx could afford it, or like maybe like she like hacked the program and was like, here kid, like try this out once, like for like maybe like
Well,
a
yeah,
game or
Lynx-
something.
Because it's necessary for true net running.
Oh yeah,
so I'm sure
like,
early
he's-
on she had to
Like
do
there
that.
definitely was at some point when he was a kid and like there was like some super cool like fancy new like VR MMO game came out and he was
Mhm.
like, oh, like he got like super like the equivalent of like World of Warcraft of the day like popped out and like he was like, oh, like he had that super hard FOMO. He's like a low key nerd a little bit, and like Lynx was
Yeah.
just but like he didn't want to tell anybody. 'Cause he's like, I don't want to like ruin all my street cred. So like he just kind of came home one day like on his birthday and Lynx was just like, here, just like somehow like hacked him an account, just like here. And he's just like, I love you so much. Tell no one, but I love you so much. So yeah, he's definitely done it like once or twice, but it's
Yeah.
he's
One
dabbled
second.
at it.
The first
Yeah.
old iteration of her VR goggles.
Oh yeah, like he
Oh,
definitely
no,
he definitely tapped that
uh,
out for a little bit as a kid.
yeah. No, the game actually in universe, according to the guys who make it, is called Elflines.
Right, that happened. I
Elflines,
remember
a
that.
game that exists.
That's a
They
thing
even
that
have
oh
ways of
yeah,
playing it in game.
that's
It's
definitely a
definitely
thing.
still around.
Oh yeah,
I think the thing that happened though is after the collapse, this game ended up sort of fracturing because they can't do stuff for like the whole world.
right.
So now it's kind of a city by city basis. And I don't know that you guys have kept up on it. It just definitely has
Oh
its
yeah,
own
no,
like new
he just
subculture now.
he definitely doesn't play anymore. But whenever like somebody brings it up in
Yeah.
conversation, he'll occasionally be like one of those like old school like MMO boomers, like oh. I played back in the beta when you only had 45 levels. You could only max your skills at 132. And you can believe that back then people had to... Actually, there was no pickup group. You had to actually find 45 people to run a dungeon. You had to actually find them on your own to do it back in my day.
Walk to them in the
You
universe.
had to walk to them
No,
in the universe and find them.
yeah, you guys find brain dances that are people experiencing it, and definitely it's become more and more sophisticated and more real.
Yeah,
so every
it's
once in a
like-
while, the brain dance is like some
Yeah,
fantasy bullshit.
they're catering to casuals now. Fox is not interested.
But yeah, so Fox, you know how this works, kind of. The only difference being is Links at this point, you have the AR goggles that you generally use for hacking, that is more augmented reality, and then you have the and then you have like you can jack in completely for full dive, which is what you did last time to talk to Manny. Unless Fox
Well-
has a neuroport, I don't think you do though.
No, actually, I specifically, I'm gonna if you're talking about a neural link, I'm gonna go ahead and tell Links like, why don't you go ahead and tell him like I want to pull up on him in the hot zone. I don't want to talk over the network. I want to talk in person.
One of those drones around.
Also, roll me some. Well, actually, we should do this while Links talks to him. I think that would be better.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, Links, you could kind of do that from almost anywhere. You just have to send him a message and tell him where you are, and he'll send you like a line of those of the little fly drones so that you can VR talk to him, or you can just text him the whole thing if you want.
I mean, at that point, Lynx is just gonna text him and be like, "Wait, kid, you the hot zone again?"
Look, just for a quick visit. Whatever I want to talk to him about requires of me to see his face. All right, listen.
Do we have enough time to?
We're on
Whatever,
downtime
okay.
for a bit right now. All right, we're chilling for a little. There's not a whole lot of things
All
happening.
right, all right.
If you don't, you listen. If you want, you can just get me like where to go, and I can like take like Dion. Like Dion can navigate the hot zone. I'll take D with me, and we'll go. You can stay here. It's fine. But and I can
No,
tap you
I'll
when
go
you
with
call.
you. I'll go with you. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Lynx is just gonna whoop, off the text message. Can we meet you at your house, or do you prefer to meet over VR? It's like good. Kit is just gonna go drive straight over to your house. By the way.
Yeah, you send him to that, and I'm assuming all in one message, or did you like split it up? Because if he sees the question first, his immediate answer, almost faster than you can say anything else, is like, I mean, definitely VR. I'd rather people don't see where my front door is. But it's like Fox is going anyway. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. He's very charismatic. I understand he wants to meet in person.
He also doesn't want any possible. How do we put it? Others in on the conversation?
No hangers on. Me and you, big boy.
No hangers on. Ugh, fine. Okay, whatever. All right.
I mean, Lynx, you're welcome to like if you're gonna be there, you can come too. You're fine.
He just means he doesn't want anyone possibly hacking in and listening in.
Yeah. So like, either way, it's just gonna be me and Kit or Fox.
So yeah, he messages back. It's like, yeah, sure. I'll sweep the area, prep for you guys to come in.
Much
Appreciate it,
appreciated.
boss.
I'll bring a copy of the data.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna want to see some of that.
Oh, same.
All right.
Actually, though, you have a really great setup. At this point, Lynx and I think Manny are gonna devolve into shop talk
That's
on how
fine.
they're
Fox
doing.
is going to
Yeah,
dip
you're just
off.
messaging the whole time.
Yeah, Fox is gonna dip off. I got some shit to take care of before we go do that.
Imagine it starts with texting, and then it's very quickly like a voice call, and then it's basically just some like AR while you're walking of just talking to each other, because that's just way more natural for you two.
Yep. All right, so let's go.
As soon as he has the lineup, so that you can do. That's what's happening.
That's actually the thing I want to take care of, like first, if that's cool. Like I want to deal with that before Fox goes
Mhm.
goes deal with his other bullshit.
Yeah. so you don't head back to your apartment then.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I might like head back and grab a shower, change real quick, you know. Actually, you know what? Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm ahead from him to right to deal with my other business. So I'm gonna do a couple things as we're kind of like, first thing I'm gonna definitely do is make sure I go back to my apartment, pick up my car because we're not walking there. Fuck that. So
We also need masks.
True. We'll get our masks and set up our filters and shit. I'm gonna change to like a nice, like a decent little outfit. I'm actually gonna put on like kind of like my regular like sort of fit. But I'm gonna get like a nice like one of my nice like kind of like like clubby outfits. Get nice like ready like put it in a bag, gotta get it in the trunk of the car. Save that fat for after we do that. And as we're going, I'm gonna hit my boy D one time because he's also my campaign manager, but also like my ear to the streets. I'm tapping D.
So
but
actually, just real quick, because when you go back, Mariah is there, and she's the one who's actually running your campaign.
Oh, you're right.
D's
You're
just
right.
like the
You're right.
research writing guy.
Yeah. You're right.
And when you arrive, she actually has something to say to you very quick. It's like,
oh, what's up, girl?
I'm glad you're back. You probably already got past neon lights. There's been like a little trouble. You should know the cards guy, McPherson. I had to intercept him a bit. It's fine. It's handled now. That whole blackmailing thing, I basically just prevented him from being able to do it.
Appreciate that, boss.
It's pretty simple. Mostly just play some fake data that he might actually be the one who was coming up with the cure for the future technology. That whole thing that he was trying to blackmail you about. Just frame him a little bit. Talk to your professor friend here at the college to help me set that up. She's happy to do it. She doesn't like him.
Oh, well, I appreciate her help too. I should go have a chat.
And so yeah,
wait,
that's handled. Also your friend, she says friend, very sorry. Your friend Al Harris that's been doing those interviews. Not great for your numbers.
Yeah. How bad we looking?
I'm just trying to. Again, here in this area, if the system worked the way that it should, where the people in the area vote for who it is instead of the whole city, you'd be fine. You're losing a little. It seems mostly some of the unaffiliated booster gangers don't seem to like you that much, and I think I know why.
Naturally.
I think there's, that Sparks guy that you've been hearing about. You already talked to Elijah.
Too. Don't worry about that.
And then overall for the city, I've been trying to use a speech you gave to sort of counter the idea of, oh, he's violent and dangerous. I really like the angle you had of like, that's the kind of person who's in this area and knows how to deal with it. Good angle. We just can't really get very far without being able to throw some dirt on Stink Miner.
Makes sense.
And I just can't seem to find anything that's really sticking. If you can find something, it'd be great.
I'll put some people on it.
Yeah, if DM can find something. I just know he's busy sort of collecting his friends in the
I'll let him handle that
Biotechnica
first.
thing.
Don't you worry about that. I'm thinking about the ways this is gonna wrap up in the end, and well, I don't know. We'll just see how the race is gonna mop up, but there are ways this plays out where that's not relevant. Is all I'm gonna say to you. But
that's fair.
We'll get that time for now. Let me handle some other shit first, and we'll see where my mind stays at. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking already about what I want to do, but I ain't in the best headset right now, so I'm gonna go vent off some aggression, take care of a few minor things, and then we'll see where my mind's at, and then we'll plan accordingly, But I appreciate that.
It's fair. If you could stop by the Wonderland Club, I know that just you being seen around in this part of the city is always going to be good for you.
Oh, don't worry. I have plans to go tonight anyway.
Or just, other places. That's just
actually,
gonna be the
you know
biggest
what?
one.
Why don't you do me a favor? You can go ahead and spread some minor word around of me making like a campaign appearance. Not like a campaign appearance, but like, me making a public appearance there as
Public
you will.
appearance,
Just a little bit. But if you could, and if you feel like tapping D on this, make absolutely sure that anybody I've done work with as a fixer or people I've hung out with as a booster gang or anything like that, make sure they know for a fact this is me popping up for another club appearance. You feel me? This is not Fox the political candidate making an appearance. This is Fox the fixer popping up in his hometown. So he's been out of town for a little bit. You feel me?
All right, I'll get a hold of Hime. I think he'll help with that.
You're the best. Thanks, cuz. You stay
So yeah,
safe,
that's
all right?
sort of the. She gives you a sort of quick sarcastic salute, and
I love her. She's so great.
she's off. So yeah, that's sort of how you end up having that conversation, and you can get ready.
Cool,
and just to be clear, you're gonna bring, masks and stuff, and you're gonna bring, I assume, the broken robot. You could have removed its arms by now, so it's just like a head and body.
That's still creepy as fuck, but okay.
Ah, come
It
on.
doesn't
In the
seem to be doing much. it is looking at you guys when it's around, like it's
See,
recording.
I don't fuck with that. I don't like that. I don't like the eye shifting thing. In the trunk and away from my clothes.
Oh, come on. Just let me tinker with it
In
while
the trunk and away from my clothes.
Are you gonna set up the partition then?
You know what? Fine. You put it in the back seat. You do what you want. But I swear to God, if that thing chomps at my shirt or fucking puts a hole in my pants, I swear to you, you're buying me new ones. You understand me?
If it's gonna chomp on anyone, it's gonna chomp on me.
Okay, well, I don't want that either.
It'll be
It doesn't
fine.
got it doesn't have teeth, but yeah, sure.
Okay, just whatever. Just good luck,
It'll
okay?
be fine.
Fine, whatever. Just
Anyways,
don't break anything back there.
anything else that you want to bring? You do have the data. You have that. I assume that's just everything.
Just
You
my
need.
standard
Just wanna make
equipment
sure
and
I got it.
such.
Tech scanner.
Okay.
The usual
Yeah,
works,
usual
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just want
So
to head
yeah,
right
you know
to
the way. Fox, I would like you to roll. Wow, this is the first roll of the session, and we're like more than an hour in.
I love when that happens.
Right? So I would like you to roll some street smarts, just like navigation wise.
You got it, boss.
Anytime going through the combat zone is always a little hairy.
Where
So.
A little bit.
streetwise?
19!
Ooh, 19's pretty good.
Big numbers.
You're real good at that. Anyways, so yeah, you are just sort of driving in a way that you're like, this can't be super conspicuous. I need to avoid danger. There's definitely like always some kind of conflict going on between some people at any time. Gunshots are not uncommon this side of the city.
Naturally, I'm used
So
to
you
them
just
by now.
yeah, you just know this is how you drive to not be involved in other people's business. You also do it to avoid tails. You don't see one, but you're like, you never see a tail if it's doing its job. So
That's why you
learning how to avoid
them.
that is yeah, exactly. So yeah, you end up getting in, and you're pretty confident as you sort of park your car again, that sort of distance in like an old abandoned parking lot from his place, and same sort of streetwise to just avoid being in major places where anyone who still kind of lives in the black zone are. Just to avoid them through this hot zone area, and you eventually make it to Manny's weird fake apartment that has the fun elevator down to his actual place.
All right, as we're heading down, Fox is gonna just like slide over, just like pull over, like just be like, do me a favor real quick. Scan whatever room we're about to walk in and talk to him. See if there's any hidden weapons or anything in there. If there are, shut them off, but say nothing.
It'll be fine.
Just do it for me, please.
Fine.
Thank you.
That's a 9, so I don't think.
Well, so as this sort of elevator thing is going down, you've seen this space before. It's kind of spacious, open space. It's like a really big studio apartment, basically. Because he just like took a big empty sort of garage area and made it a space he could live in. There's not any hidden weapons that you can see, Lynx. You're pretty sure there's not actually hidden weapons in here because it's like cement walls and cement floor, super bare. But that's not that there's not weapons, because definitely like his chair has guns on it, his sort of like spider chair thing, which again, you're pretty sure he actually needs that, and you really haven't asked him why, but he doesn't stand up from that chair.
Oh,
and also, he has several beefier drones that do have guns on them that are not active, that are just like scattered around his work table.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll play it easy then, for now.
Be nice.
When you come in, he rotates around. He's like, "Yeah, hi. Glad to see you guys aren't bleeding profusely."
What's up, boss? How you been?
It was close.
Doing pretty good. I actually have gotten reports back from the factory since you guys were there.
Did you remember to eat?
I definitely ate.
Can you mom
There's like
later? We have to talk business right now, all right?
there's definitely like half a cup of like ramen flavored kibble sitting there.
Word.
He like reaches over and grabs one bit and just
All right.
eating.
Listen.
No, I'm grateful for what you did. I started getting some of the data, but I feel like it's going to be less degraded if I get it from you guys.
All right. Well, I just we were on our way back, and I was considering part of our negotiations included you allowing my mother here partial access to a bit of your spy network with those camera drones for a bit.
Yeah, it's not really camera drones, but yeah, just hacking stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
She's allowed to use it.
Well, yeah. How about you do me a slight favor and just let her see the network for a bit, just see how it works and everything. I wanted to make sure she got properly acclimated to it. If that's cool with you.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Is this like some sort of trick, deception, or just straight up what you're saying? I want to know as the DM real quick.
So when you say trick deception, do you mean like that's not the actual reason why I want her to be able to see the network?
Yeah, are you trying to trick him, or are you just asking him to be honest about the deal he made?
Both.
Okay, then I do want you to roll some kind of manipulation.
Persuasion.
Or conversation if you'd wanted to, but persuasion works.
So you're gonna have more points in. So
20.
that's a 20.
20. So yeah, because it's persuasion, you can tell he is a little like, all right. Like he knows that you're trying something, but he's not going to fight you because you're very persuasive. Versus like conversation would be you hide it from him, but you're just like, let her do it. And he's like, yeah, okay. He's like, yeah, sure. It's not really intricate now, and brings up on one of the side screens. Just because I'm down on drones, but give it a week. I've already ordered materials to go there. I'll have a few hundred of these on the first installment. They're
Listen,
easy
don't
to
worry
make a
about
bunch
that.
of.
I got people in places. I'm about to come into some money in a little bit. I'll make some loose shaking things in. I'll get you whatever you need shipped in easily. More than you need. You want 100 drones in a day done? You'll get 400 done in a day. Not a problem. We'll get it taken care of for you. All right?
So, yeah, sure. We'll talk about that. Lynx, you know that the actual limit is the facility, not the materials he sends in. That's the much bigger limit as to what gets in there.
Oh
But,
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm
It's secrecy. But yeah,
it's all part of the negotiation here. So yeah, as the
Yeah.
network comes up, I'm kind of gonna like again, kind of come to the side of the chair, just like, Mom, why don't you go ahead and sit down with that for a minute. Man, I'm gonna talk business, all right?
Be nice.
Just Lynx,
Both
what
of
the
you.
network is a map of Night City and just like a lot of dots as to where the flies are, and right now they're very close by. But you can tell there's controls for like where you send them. And it's basically you just have to have them close enough to each other to carry the signal from one to the other to go wherever you want to go. And then you can hack into generally like the systems that are easily accessible from the street. It becomes far more complicated if it's like deep inside a building, like a second layer. For say the Continental Brands building that you guys hacked into.
Right, those
The
guys.
cameras on the outside would have been super easy to get with this. The cameras on the inside would have been a little harder, simply because the signal from these flies don't go through walls very well.
We turned
But
that
if you
motherfucker
could
into
say,
continental breakfast.
yeah, Ooh, scrambled them real good.
Real
All right.
shit.
But yeah, you know that it would take more complicated, like getting the drones in there, or maybe making a specialized one to sort of dig into a wall, or finding some device you could hack into that then from there you could hack into it that has a better like wall piercing ability.
Word.
But that's kind of what you learned from looking at that. With Fox, you sort of take Manny to the side. He's like, all right, sure, what's up, Fox?
Both of you be nice.
Shut up.
Or come over.
Listen, bro. You got something real good going on over here. This network of yours is potent. It's powerful. It's a good project you got.
Yeah.
I'm on a bit of a warpath here, as you know. Obviously, we talked a bit about what I need your facility for outside of
I've been following your interesting political career.
Certain. Listen, man. There comes a time in every man's life where he has to learn to back the right parties. All right. Individuality is important, and I've seen that you've already got that. You're your own man, Manny. You do your own things, and I respect that more than anything else. I don't respect a lot of people. You know that? I don't respect a lot of people. I respect you for that. But even more than that, beyond just individuality, you absolutely need to learn to back the right parties. You learn to put your bets in with the right people. You think I'm the right people, Manny?
He kind of shrugs and he's scratching his neck a bit. He's like, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know how much Lynx told you that I kind of did, let's call it some light research on you guys before trusting her with this job, and there were definitely other candidates. Your friend Hime and his guys, Rooster and Goose, were up there.
Yeah, quite the flock.
They just seemed that they're... Yeah, they are. They just seemed like they were, let's say, easier to pay off by people I'd rather not be involved with. But you guys have pissed off the people that I've pissed off. I feel like we've already had a certain...
Is...
someone that I'm fine working with, let's say.
That's a good start. Listen, kid.
And, like, Fox, you wouldn't really know this, but there'd be a vague idea, because you're kind of, like, know of the hacking that's going on when it's big and obvious. Maybe just a sort of interest in, like, is Lynx in the news for some cool stuff with her alter ego. The Spider has been known to fuck with Continental brands expressly, and has
Mm-hmm.
definitely messed with Stink Miner a bit as well. Uh, Also, really, really doesn't like Biotechnica, it seems. Like, really seems to go out of his way against them. But those are the big public ones.
Got
Mm-hmm.
beef on
So, you
all
guys
three of
have,
them.
yeah, exactly. You get a sense this is why he picked you guys, of like,
Mm-hmm.
they're less likely to take the money from the people who want him
All right.
dead as shit.
So DM, if it's cool with you, I'm gonna roll a stealth check.
Yeah,
It'll become clear to what it's for swiftly. But the biggest purpose is that Fox can do something with his
yeah,
hands
okay.
while holding his
Yeah,
attention.
okay, sure. Go for it.
Oh, it's a crit!
All right, well then let's
Woohoo!
no, come on. Fingers to the
Oh, I'm
bone.
so good. I'm so good. How am I so good at this?
Oh yeah, he doesn't know nothing.
Perfect. So yeah,
He can't see shit.
so as he's kind of like giving an explanation of like someone I'd be happy to work with, Fox will kind of put his say a
Yeah.
friend. The enemy of the enemy is a friend, and I take
I
care of
know
my
that
friends, man.
phrase. That was okay.
But people who aren't my friends, I don't take good care of them. In fact, I deal with people who aren't my friends. He kind of says like looking away. He says, "But that's not something to worry about, because you're my friend, Manny, and I mean that. I'm not just saying that to fuck around with you. All right? This isn't the part where I'm giving you the straight answer.
Yeah.
So remember I told you about negotiation? First few rules. So rule 4 is when all gets bad, you straighten the wire. You straighten the razor as it is. You give them the hard edge thing where you come at them really hard. This isn't that part, okay? I'm not. This is not the part
Okay.
this is happening. I'm talking to you. You're my friend, all right? You're a good dude.
Okay.
More importantly, my mom trusts you, which I fuck with, because anybody she trusts is somebody I trust, right? Do you trust her? Fuck me. You trust her?
He seems a little invested. Like, yeah, I trust her. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
You
I
know
wouldn't let
that
her
she's
use
been
the
watching
bots
over.
otherwise.
She watches over you. She'll keep her eye on you. She's a good woman like that. In fact, she's kept her eye on me my whole life. She's the only reason I'm not dead yet, if I'm to be honest. And in fact, anybody she can keep her eye on, I know she'll keep real good care of. So I need you to give her full control of your network. And this is where I roll the stealth check. As Manny looks down, there is now a pistol to the side of his ribs, and Fox just says, "Every camera, every drone, every hacking station, anything you have, she needs full control of it. She's the only person in the world that I actually trust. And if you want to be a part of that circle, you let her have everything." And he kind of leaves over
Yeah,
and says, he kind of leaves over and
Alex
says,
notice any of this, or
I mean, if you want to roll perception
You
to
have
see,
to roll
he's
me
trying to.
some
I am
perception,
trying to
yeah.
hide it from you, and I got a 28 stealth. So if you want to try to see if you notice it, but yeah, and just to finish that off, as he kind of like says all this, Fox kind of leans really hard over to Manny's ear, and just says, "This is the part where I'm straightening the razor."
Lynx's perception's not good enough for this.
Yeah. No, definitely. He doesn't look down. Like, you can tell he's very explicitly not looking down as he feels something like poking his side. That's very gun shaped.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, sure. Just she's sitting at it already. She's got it.
Oh, I know.
It's
I
not.
meant-
It's not a lot.
I meant permanently, as in whenever she wants.
I get that.
She gets full access.
I'm just trying to manage expectations a bit here. It's real low right now. It is real low. I don't own cameras. I don't have control over anything. I hack everything.
Oh, I know.
I have like 100 of those flies.
But all we already
Sure,
talked
she
about,
can.
your network is going to grow. And as it
Yeah,
grows
yeah.
and grows and grows, you're going to make sure she has access to every single part of it. And if I find out you put any back doors in, or any safety precautions, or any way to make sure that you can somehow fuck her over, and by proxy fuck me over, I'm going to empty your fucking brains into this chair, you hear me, kid?
He's still like very careful, and he's showing more nerve than you would have thought. It seems like social interaction is the thing he's afraid of, not necessarily like bullets to an extent.
Mhm.
It's like still trying to manage expectations here. Yeah, absolutely. She can have access to it. She knows where they are. I actually can't stop her at this point. Just let me put it this way: I have the flies here, the drones here. She just won't have access to the ones here. She has to be in range of them, and then she's in range of all of them. If you want full control over that, she can do that, but I can't guarantee you 100% that at every moment she has access to all of them. They're a tool. If you need that, if you need a network that I can't mess with, we can absolutely just split the drones that come in, and half of them can just be where you're at, because then those are ones that no one can mess with ever, and you just rely on those. I'm just saying, anyone who knows these exist and knows how they work can absolutely use the network. That's why I've hidden them as bugs.
Hmm.
It's not a secure thing, it's literally a signal booster, and that's
That's fine.
it.
That's why Ma's gonna work with you, and she's gonna upgrade your network, make it secure and locked down. So the only people who can get into it are you and her, and more specifically, just her. Well, I'll still give you access to it. I like you, kid, but she's above you. Understood?
Yeah, great. I'm just you'll want the flies at your place. You're gonna want some of those flies at your place.
Oh
Then.
yeah,
That's probably
no,
the best
I
way you're
like that
gonna
idea, and I'll take
feel
them.
comfortable then. Yeah, yeah.
And he'll say,
I'm just trying to be clear as a DM. I don't
uh-huh.
know if
Oh
Foxy
no,
would get this, but like,
I totally get it. I just, I as a player understand Fox is just a bit dumb,
yeah, okay.
but he gets it. He understands
Yeah.
the gist here. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, just lean
I'm
over.
surprised Lynx hasn't noticed yet.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm ending this here. He'll just kind of he'll tuck his pistol away back in his waistband, and he'll just kind of fluff the kid's hair a little bit. You can give him a little peck on the cheek. Just rule 5 of negotiation: know when you beat, kid.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that happened the moment I had to bring you guys in the first place.
Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You're smarter than I thought. And at that point, he'll just look over and say, "Hey, Ma, talking to Manny over here. Turns out he wants to give you complete control of that network. Anything you want, just tap yourself into it. All right?"
And then lets
Lynx,
you know it's not a network. They're just a bunch of drones that you can manipulate. There's like literally no programming involved.
Whatever
Yeah.
you just said it is, get yourself full control of it. Got it?
it's a signal booster. What are you?
Shut
I
up.
do love this
Full
scene.
control.
I just wanted to make sure that the players knew what was going on because
Shut
it's
up.
very,
Full
it's
control.
very funny. He's basically threatening him a thing that literally is not a thing he can threaten him about. But yeah,
Lynx is gonna just like turn around and be like, "What did you do this time?"
I didn't do
It's like,
anything. What are you talking about? I had a talk with my brother.
I think yeah, Manny is definitely gonna try and cover a bit and like, no, just talking about where the drones go and all that. We think it's smart that you guys have some of them with you, not just all of them come back here. They do need to charge, and he starts going over technicals. There's like, you can tell one of the tables, the surface is actually just like remote charging station. He's like, yeah, they just have to cycle through that. They don't really hold charge for very long, like maybe a day.
Cool. Tell you what.
Does Lynx notice that that he's trying to cover up a
Well, how about you roll me some human insight?
human perception?
Another thing she's bad at. Haha.
Another thing I'm bad at.
Haha. This
He's
plan was
also
flawless.
bad at it.
Damn it. He rolled even worse. Fuck.
Yeah.
The one
You can
part of
tell
my
he's,
plan
like,
I couldn't
nervous.
anticipate. This shitty kid. Fuck.
Yeah. I think that it's enough that you know, like, he's definitely a little rattled, but honestly, are you surprised? Like, just asking you as a character, are you surprised that Fox might be a little forceful with this kid?
Not really, no. It's like, just Lynx is just gonna be like, "Kit, we had a talk about this."
I was nice.
Like-
He's still breathing.
I think he even, like, a little bit, like, he's done a lot of research on you guys, and so Manny just, like, a little, like, yeah.
See?
It's like-
Even he agrees.
Oh, this is why I need to be more specific and say my nice and not your. Well, actually.
Oh, shut up. Listen, that's okay. I have a nice thing for you anyway. And he'll kind of
I was going to say, Lynx, you also definitely, like, fucked over a bunch of Arasaka people.
Yeah,
by literally
exactly.
hacking into this at one time, so don't know that this is...
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
you know, my kind of nice isn't.
He'll go back to the car, come back with the holding the and his clothes in one hand and the husk of the robot in the other, which will just fling down on the floor, just be like, "Is like, but don't say I can't be nice either. Don't say I can't be nice either. So you two get to spend the next however long you want sitting here and fucking with this. I'm gonna go handle some business, okay?
Okay,
I'll
just
come
don't
pick
blow
you up
anything up while I'm
tomorrow.
not there.
I'll come pick you up tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Tell you what, because I forgot about this. Before you do that, how about you come with me real quick back into town so we can go do some shopping for that thing I was talking about? Because I'm gonna do it.
All right. Lynx is going to just be like, wait, that kind of shopping, and
Yeah.
then like pick up the robot, shove it at Manny, right, and just be and like pull out a
What?
data chip, pull out a data chip, and be like, all right, this is what I got. We got some really cool shit. We also got some really worrisome shit here, but we can talk about that while I'm shopping.
I have made
You
a
if you
great
want to take a head
mistake.
start on this, here's all the notes that I got already. We're going.
I have made a critical mistake in judgment,
I
a
got
critical error in judgment. I apologize.
Bye.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah, you
man,
just
don't
went
forget
through
to drink.
Nutty's shit.
So
It's
yeah.
like, don't forget to drink. You need to sleep at least 6 hours, and I'll
I'm
be back.
literally
Actually, you
bringing
know
you
what?
back
Fucking
here.
make sure you do that.
So yeah, I totally don't need a scene for it. We can hand wave it because I'm liking the
Yeah, yeah.
mystery of what's actually happening. If anybody doesn't know it yet, it's very fun.
Mhm.
So I'm totally fine with still leaving that as it is. I need to let my dog out though, and we're at our 2 hour mark, I think. So do we want to?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, let's take a break here real quick,
Cool,
and
cool.
we'll come back in like 10 minutes.
Alrighty, let me switch us over. Be safe, everybody.
Thanks for watching with us, guys. We'll see you in a
Deuces.
minute.
Alright, I gotta go let the dog out.
Hey, what's
We
up?
back.
How's it going?
What it do?
We
What
are
it be
back.
like? What's going on?
We left with a note with Foxy and Lynx both leaving the spider's apartment, having both threatened him and then shoved a bunch of robot data at him. Because these two are going shopping for a thing.
A thing.
Or a thing at a place.
Very important thing.
So, I do have a question
What's up,
for
boss?
Fox. Are you searching for something in particular? I mean, not the thing, but like the thing we're talking about. Are you looking for a very specific one of that, or are you just kind of looking for a good price? Are you trying to haggle? How's the shopping trip going for that?
The first thing he wants to go do is definitely we want to make sure we tap in. First thing we want to do is while we're on the road, because Fox likes taking business calls on the road. You know, he would say it's probably a good idea for Lynx to tap into her bro, let her know job's done. We took care of the factory shit. We got the information. You mean we should probably cash in on our wait, should I get cash out on that? Because what I'm honestly just looking for in this is like I'm just looking for like good price, but not like for affordability. I'm looking for like a really good looking ring, and I don't care about the price, but I also like want it to look nice.
So on the player in the handbook, the book of this game, on 356 is sort of the all of like the clothing and things and stuff you can get.
You got it.
Is a good chart, so you can look at the like style you're looking for and how much that's going to cost.
I'm on it right now. Let me pull that rule book up.
You can also always roll as part of as your operator, or
I can haggle it.
roll to just.
I can haggle it like
haggle
a bad boy. I could definitely do
So if
that.
you want high fashion, that's 50,000 EP.
That's a lot of money.
That's gonna be like the coolest looking cyber ring thing you've ever seen. There's gonna be like neon and floating bits and.
All right, I don't know about all that. That's a lot of shit going on. Hang on, I got this. Hold up.
Style of the people who are gonna be using it.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. All right, I'll figure that out. Don't worry about it. Let's come back to that because I definitely do think we should focus more on like Lynx tapping into Oryx and letting him know that happened so we can get paid. So like, if you want to do that, that's more important. Totally.
So, also to be clear, you're trying to find out what happened to the AI that got lost, and right now you have an idea. You just don't know if that's enough yet. You might need to do a little more digging in the data you got to really get the payout, but it would be a good time to talk to him. So, yeah, Lynx, how do you want to have that call in the car?
In the car? Well, okay.
Yeah, it's as you're driving.
Well,
You can
okay.
still message him.
I mean, okay, so she's just gonna, like, I guess, say, hey, big bro, you know, like in the, like, you know, on the road, we've got some very, we've cleaned out the factory, and we've got some data. I'll be going over it later today. If you want to meet up again in a couple days to talk about what we found. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, that's vague. You got. Maybe I can help find stuff from my end. Is there any information you can give me now?
Yeah.
What did it? Who did it? I don't know.
We found, or at least I found, just this really weird data packet of well, an AI. It's do you remember who was that guy who was like some guy who was like really famous way back like you know when
who knows?
I don't know, his name ring a bell? Elon Musk?
You don't have his face showing up because this is messages, but like, you know, this is an AI who is texting or messaging, so generally they're extremely fast on the message. There's like a very significant pause and then just fuck. I should explain. So we're pretty sure that this guy was one of the first ones to try and like make AI copies of himself, some sort of bid for immortality. I don't know. A lot of them are really, really bad. Like, these are the earliest experiments. We found one frickin' from like 2008. It's not good. They're generally kind of harmless though. Like, this is way bigger. This is way bigger than anything we've seen. They're usually just kind of broken and not really full AI. They're just kind of some of his habits bundled together in a maybe demon. But there's a lot of them, like a lot of them. They're.
It's just well, it's a little
This
suspicious.
Is strong enough to... Oh, sorry, you go.
Oh, I just think it's a little suspicious that well, first off, there was a physical piece of hardware that he was on drilled into the city, so at least you'll have some warning if he tries anything, any shit in the city.
Okay.
And two, it's a little suspicious that I think he's been involved with the fabrication of robots in this facility. I can't be sure. We're gonna double check the data, but. And I do know that these robots have at least been in use for a long time. Like, we've seen some of their makes, like, their older models in the hot zone.
We haven't seen any AI, any of these Musk AI things pop up that was any newer than like 2025. So whatever this is, it's probably made in that range. So it's curious to me. If it's this strong though, that's the worrying part. They shouldn't be. There's like another sort of significant pause. It's like, look, I'm not supposed to like talk about the mechanics of this, but like we do have a physical place that we live, at least as far as coding is concerned. We still need like processors. We still need a like bank of them for us as AI to live. And generally we try and be very equal with how much each AI get, and we try and find more, and we try and work subtly to make more so that we can expand the number of AI that exists and all that. And it's very careful. That also kind of dictates how good we are at, I guess, breaking other programs. Part of the reason we break it apart so evenly is so that every AI in our society has an equal amount of physical power. Someone can't just fully overpower the other. If this Musk AI took over that whole facility that quickly and 2 other AI, he's got himself some serious RAM behind him. Some, like, serious processing power.
And I suspect he might even have maybe some kind of corporation behind him, or at least some serious money, because he's been selling out these robots to various corpos.
That's the thing. Again, we haven't run into one of these AI that's very intelligent, but I mean, they probably have access to all of this guy's old resources, which a lot of them are probably hidden around. The money could easily be old money that this thing still has access to.
Oh. Okay. Well, sorry, Lynx is kind of just like, I don't quite remember this guy that much. Was he famous?
He was not around for most of our lifetime. He was still there, just old recluse, went away during the Corporal Woe. I think someone accidentally bombed one of his houses. We don't know if he's alive or dead. The AI are the problem.
Okay.
Look, that happened to a lot of very big, important CEOs all over the time. All the time at that point. If you weren't Arasaka or Militech, you were in trouble. The only time we can find when being a CEO was hazardous to your health, it turns out.
Well, interesting. We are, well, I'll try to get back to you as fast as I can with that. Manny and I will be, let's say, tearing out some of the, we've got a mostly intact, a partially intact robot, that didn't get shut down when we hit the, let's say, the self-destruct button, which, by the way, there was a scary amount of them around this facility, like over 200, at least 200 robots around this facility, so.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have to shoot at all of them. That sounds like way too many bullets.
Well, for once, Kit's, let's say, key smashing was, quite useful.
Hey! My key smashing and my genius planning. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll see if I can run down these robots you mentioned. From my end. Although I think that, speaking of Foxy, he might have a better time, or maybe, I think You said Doc was involved with some corporation that used him before.
Rockland.
If those two could chase him down, I think that might be a good way to work from the other end. See where they're buying from in the meat space, and we'll see if we can find some corporate records of like who the original manufacturer is. But if this guy has that much processing power, I don't know that we're going to be able to do much on our end. So
You got it.
I mean, at least
Sort
from
of
what
up
I
to
can
you.
see, didn't seem very all there.
That makes sense. Like I said, early experiments, not very stable. I'm just saying that some of my old Oryx clones we had to fix up to sort of stabilize them. But
All right.
thank you guys. Thank you for
No
doing
problem,
this.
bro.
This is a little above and beyond. And I know that a lot of the people in charge of our society over on our side are going to be grateful of having someone in the meat space that they're not deadly afraid of.
Got your back, bro.
As long as you're paying us, right?
And oh
Hit
yeah, we're
one.
still paying you.
Just a second.
You just tell us who we're stealing the money from. Like I said, I think it's a 10K limit here.
So you said corporations, but is that the only limit we have? Can we go outside of that?
Well, again, significant pause. It's really a limit of how much money they have, is how much we can take. If you pick someone smaller, we can take a little bit before it
Listen,
becomes a big problem.
If you can just find me any shell corporation or organization or firm tied to Jonathan Snake Miner and steal a quick 20K from that, that'd be wonderful.
I'll see what we can do.
That'd be lovely. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and blow my one haggle roll on this because I can negotiate the pay for a job up 20%.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do
Okay.
that. It's a D10 plus, I think it's 26 for me. Oh, I'm using the wrong thing. To roll.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my bad. Hold up.
Damn.
D10 plus it's plus 20. It's plus 25 for me. Well, 26 now. So that's
30.
yeah,
Ooh.
30 even. 30 flat.
Oof. Cool plus trading skill plus... Yeah, that's a lot of...
Yeah, I
That's-
have
that's
I have a lot of
bonuses.
pool, a lot of trading.
It's a lot of numbs.
Yeah, I looked at the numbers. I was like, wait, what the? Like, really? That seems really too good. I guess, but to be fair, this is like what I built the character for. So
Uh-huh.
I only have net running, in which it is a flat D10 plus my interface skill.
Although, to be clear, you can do one of these per transaction, not like one per session.
oh, you're right. True. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and use that one on this one right here. Just get that job pay up 20% for it. Thank you.
Mhm. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna roll for Oryx because he cannot handle that
Thanks,
number,
big
even if he rolled a
bro.
crit.
Mwah.
Yeah, he sends an emoji that is an Oryx, which is like it's like a kind of deer thing, like big, long, tall horns. He has a bunch of like emojis of one of those, like a cartoon one of those, making faces. He sends like a little heart kiss back. Come on.
Does that make him a furry?
He is a little bit. I mean, a lot of hackers are. Although I'm
Where's-
gonna say in universe,
where's Spring
no,
when you need him?
because- Although in universe, no, because people in universe who are like that, they literally modify their body. They just get exotic body sculpting to actually be their persona. That is the
Exactly.
line in this future dystopia.
Yeah, and either put up or shut up. You're either a real furry or you're not in this universe. Sorry, that's funny as hell.
It is. Anyways, so yeah, shopping.
Let's go shopping.
Now, if you want to obscure this a bit, you have told me what it is you are getting,
Know it.
and you can also haggle on this for price.
Sure, I'll do that right now. Here comes another D10 plus 25. That's 25 plus 8, which is 33.
Alright, I just have to find that page again.
Oh,
It is.
hold on. What's that? That's a notification. A subscription from our dear Spreeuzaki. Hello, greetings. Look, I summoned him. I summoned
Hey.
Spree.
Speak his name and he shall appear.
Hi, I was passed on to the couch of mystery managing again today. I'm sorry. I'm glad you got some sleep, friend. It's all that matters, okay?
Sleep is good.
For those
Sleep
who
is
aren't
good.
aware, Spree's starting a new job recently, so he's been buckled down in the grit of being an adult. So we send him all our love and consolation. You're doing great out there, buddy. We love you, okay? Mwah. Guess to make sure you're eating. You make sure you're eating and drinking water, okay? But now I'm momming.
Hey, so yeah, the guy that you sort of roll up on in a store, he's an expert at this sort of thing, and you definitely feel like you're trying to get wheeled into a deal. But like, he's an expert at selling this. You are an operator. You are a fixer. You just ring this man around. You're like, hey, no, you don't understand. I'm running for mayor. You might have heard of me. And you just finesse this man out of 20%. So yeah, 4,000 instead of 5,000.
Oh. Hey. Oh. Hey.
We'll describe the thing in a minute. So
finessing the plug.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So yeah, what's the next on the list after that shopping? Is there more?
Well,
is there
I
something
mean,
else you want to set up?
I guess I probably want to get myself a nice little. I mean, I got the Obama tan suit for the campaign. I need me another suit for the dinner tonight. You know, something separate. You know, that's kind of like. I mean, Fox is a baller now, so that's kind of like how I celebrate now. Is by buying suits for random occasions. You know, like a real man of wealth. I just walk around buying suits.
Lynx is going to smack you on the head, pull out her budget for the year, for the month, and be like, nah, you get one for the campaign and you get one for nice parties.
Okay,
That's
but you
it.
know what tonight is? Let me cop the suit, huh?
This one only, and you better be good enough for the wedding.
Come on now, you know, I'm a flex. Alright, I got you, don't worry about it. So yeah.
Anyways.
Let's do that. We're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, I think there's a place pretty close by.
Oh, really?
Style?
Those two shops are close together?
What?
I wonder why.
There's also just like a shopping district. Like it's generally the Upper Marina has some pretty good stuff, and then the
Hell
Glen.
yeah, I love that place.
Anyways, so yeah, style.
You know, I
Fashion,
think
baby?
for that one, let's see, what do we want? I could just go with the. with the high fashion button top jacket. That's only 25. That's only 2,500 altogether. You mean bottom top jacket with the footwear into it? God damn, the footwear is 5,000. That's ridiculous. How did the shoes cost more than the suit? But you know what? You know what? I'm a baller. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's ball out. Fuck you mean? Let's go. Give me my money. Let's go. Run it. Fucking. What's that?
Different store. So
that's 750, 7,500 for a setup. Fuck it, man. What you mean? I'm 21 Savage out here. Let's go. Cash out.
yeah, then definitely if you want to try and finesse this as well.
Of
it is
course
a
I
different
want to finesse
transaction.
it. I'm the finesse god. Okay, not as great as my previous roll, but it's a 27. But it's still enough. I mean,
Well,
I
roll an extra one on there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that's
That's 28. That beats me by 1.
yeah, it's 28.
Oh, tragic.
You can do, yeah,
I'm a luck point.
yeah. You can luck point that.
I got luck points.
Statistically speaking, it's extremely improbable that you aren't going to beat it.
I listen.
Yeah, see, that's fine.
Yeah, you just did.
There you go. Listen, all right.
There's some haggling to be done for the nice suit. Because it's like several pieces, and you're like, shoes or not shoes, and it's like, the shoes
Yeah, no,
make
he
it,
definitely
and it's gonna
haggled
cost
for
this
the
much.
suit, and the shoes, he pulled up the shoes, and he was like, God damn! Yeah, I know the shoes were too. Alright. Fuck shoes
But
out here.
you still managed to get price down just being like, no, see, no.
It's a good setup. You listen. Looks back at Lynch and says, what the shoe prices in the city? You kidding me? It's ridiculous.
Where's
Leather
the
is not a thing that you can just grow anymore in the traditional sense. You kind of have to grow it in a tank now.
That's true. Listen,
Leather's expensive.
I would have just worn the shoes for my campaign suit, but I feel like that would have been I need 2 separate suits. I got a campaign suit and a leisure suit. You feel me? I'm 2-suit Johnny out here. You feel me?
You guys definitely go. Yeah, you gotta. You still managed to get the price down. So what was the? You can handle the total. Just take 20% off at the top.
So that's 7,500. The 80% of that. Hold on, I break the old calculator out. 7,500 times 0.8.
It's 1,500 off. Yeah.
I pay that. That's a clean 6K. Yeah, that's nothing to me. You kidding me? That's nothing. That's
Lynx
have
was like
been
almost
so
flat
like
broke.
bigger and bigger jobs.
That's a life.
Now all those
right
jobs
now
are
with the cash
illegal
I'm
and can
bringing
get
in.
you arrested to shit. But you know, that's the life you gotta live, baby.
Listen, especially after the cash out I just made for the situation we just did. Yeah, that's nothing to me. That's a light cash out for me. You feel me?
Lynx, who is almost flat broke, is like, uh-huh. See, this is why I handle the budget.
You just got paid too. What do you mean?
I mean, you didn't get just paid the 10K yet from Oryx.
Yeah.
We get ready to cash out. Like we get ready to cash out right now. You feel me?
She has to buy fancy cyber shit.
Yeah.
Campaign, look, listen, you head security for my campaign team. Anything you need in order to maintain proper maintenance on my facilities is a campaign expense. You feel me?
Anyways, yeah, you kind of get the shopping done, and you wanted a bunch of people there for like Fox the Fixer.
Mm-hmm.
Have you invited Jess to go there?
Nope. I'll see her
Okay.
afterwards.
Is Lynx going there?
If you want to.
To go with you.
I do need Mariah though.
Yeah. I think after meeting up with you, she definitely could follow you, like, as soon as you're out of the hot zone, because you just took you
Word.
two.
Yeah.
She'd be pretty good at finding you guys. She just, like, steps out of a cab real quick, and then
I'm a
gets into
slaughter
your
fleet,
car,
that's
just
all
like in the
about
middle of
something nice
shopping.
for the evening, you know. Slaughter fleet, 3K, fill up about something pretty for the evening. Tell her to meet me at the Wonderland Club this evening, you know, or this afternoon. I got something to take care of real quick, you know.
Yeah, if you message her that beforehand, she's like, it's fine, I got something. And so when she shows up and you guys, are you going to the Wonderland Club now?
Oh yeah,
Oh, sorry.
we're headed right over there. I got shit to take care of.
Yeah. Cause yeah, it's you already arrived kind of later in the evening. By the time shopping's done, it's dark. I mean, it's dark in Night City pretty early, and dark is relative considering the massive amount of hologram signs that are out. They glow like neon. They're just a little fuzzy in the wind and the rain. Like you can tell that they're not solid, but it is very much that aesthetic of brights, blues and pinks and purples, and a lot of cartoon shapes. There's technically rules about holograms entering the road because they can at least be distracting, and you can definitely tell a lot of entrepreneurs, let's say, people who are not actually part of a business, tend to break that rule a little bit by just putting it attached to cars. It's not in the road, it's on the car. You definitely see one person has like a remote control car that is projecting a massive fake vehicle that is a bunch of signs. Selling ad space on those. It's like those billboard signs in Vegas, you know?
I love that.
You ever seen those billboard cars in Vegas
Yeah,
that are
I
just
love
like
those.
driving
They're
around? It's
great.
like that.
That's funny as shit.
Those are hilarious.
I love
yeah.
that shit.
You see billboard guy, like the one who's made it into his skin
God
constantly,
damn it,
just
billboard
like
guy.
he's
It's
walking
ad
around,
dude.
he's having a good time. Yeah, he's ad dude. Ad man. He's Conan Mercutio is his name. Because that's what chat named him, Conan Mercutio.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
So yeah, I listen,
he's walking around.
I just want to pull up. You mean I just want to pull up, looking good, flexing my new. I feel like for this suit, cause I'm gonna wear this suit also to dinner. I take that suit later tonight. Where the other suit was a tan, I'm busting out the white. You mean with the rose shirt, like the rose fuchsia shirt. You mean the clean tie. You mean I got the little corsage on the side. Like I'm stepping out. You know, I'm shining right now. I'm
Don't
shining
get
at
it covered
nighttime,
in
right?
blood. That's bitch
Also,
to get
I think
out.
we just got cheered some bits. Did that just happen?
Ooh, hey!
Oh no, we got a new follow. Hello, Legio Necris. Pleasure to meet you.
Enjoy the ride. So yeah, white rose suit.
Welcome to this
Any
shit
fun
show.
like hologram shit? Any fun hologram shit going on with the suit?
I'm gonna keep it simple, honestly.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it pretty straightforward. The only thing he might do
I think
is
part
like
of the-
have like a hologram that like kind of like projects like small, like kind of like gleaming golden like bangles like in the parts of his hair, like here or there.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
With locks here or there. You know, really just give him the shine. You know, we can make him shine in the dark. You know, we can make him, you know. But other than that,
I think
yeah.
it's like the lines of the suit glow just a little. It's not like real hologram
Just
stuff, but it's a little bit like
little ripple.
fancy shit in the city is at least a little neon, no matter what.
Obviously,
Just light
cyberpunk.
equals power. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, that's how you roll up to this club. Because you sort of announced your presence beforehand, you can tell it's a little more crowded than it might be. It's like a Thursday, which is still like every day's a party day in that city. But
Got the club going up on a Thursday.
on the two. But yeah, you don't have to wait in line though. You've kind of basically called this party,
Imagine me
and
waiting.
yeah, And Cheshire actually is like at the door, like seen greeting you. Again, you're not sure if it's actually him or one of his many hologram doubles around, but it's at least the one that is the brightest. So like he's trying to draw attention that he has greeted you in. And the DJ named White, he's got like clean white suits and everything is kind of his deal. He announces your arrival a bit. And you can see that Mariah's already here by the time you show up. She is wearing what looks like an extremely slick black dress that's like very glittering, but you can tell the glittering is like hologram. And it definitely has like a high cut in a way that you're like, that's fancy. It's fancy to high up to the cut, but also is designed so she can move in it.
Makes sense. Kind of, in case dislocate somebody's face. You know, that's all. I respect that.
And
yeah, no, Fox is gonna slide in before the spotlight gets put on him. Everybody recognizes them. We're gonna like pull up to the hologram or the actual version of Cheshire to like.
Yeah.
If the guest list says Killer Sparks or anybody associated with him, let them know to come find me. All right.
Like, oh, we're planning something interesting, I see.
Something like that.
Yeah, sure. He snaps his fingers, and one of the people that are actually at the door comes, and he seems to whisper something. He's like, sure. You can definitely tell he's also going to be alerted, and he is deeply interested in whatever the hell you're about to pull off in his club.
I just need that in a private room. Thank you.
There's a booth up top that we figured you were going to need.
Oh, that's lovely.
And yeah, you know, like the booths can just sort of like put a sound and light barrier.
Oh,
it's
that's
just like
perfect.
hologrammed and sound canceling.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it open for a bit so everybody can see me pull up in the booth. You mean? I'm gonna sit down, grab a smoke, get a drink on, you know, shut out some women. You know what I mean? Dance to a little music, just have myself a good time. You know. Even go past
Hime shows up.
Put the thing in system. Stop being so stay about
Yeah.
I love you though.
Hime shows up in next to the table.
My boy, yeah, I'm dapping him up. That's my boy.
Yeah, no, you guys definitely. He's like, oh yeah, it seems like you were out of town. Seems like everything went well.
A little bit.
All that, just catching up.
You know. That's my boy. I love.
You can see he's got his normal bodyguards at a respectful distance.
The flock. I love them. My boys. I'm gonna just love it.
Rooster and Goose.
Caw! That wasn't the signal. I assume that was a signal.
Yeah, no, they definitely. They're kind of a ways away. You can't really hear them. Rooster has literally his like club setup has a holographic like mohawk thing going on.
At least he's buying into it. I respect it.
It's his aesthetic.
I ain't mad.
Goose is also wearing a nice white suit, but that's just how he is.
I ain't mad. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't really want to do too much like at the party itself. I definitely want to do a couple of things. The one thing is, if at any point Killer Sparks or his associated party gets brought to me, I want it to know that I want them to meet me in that private room over there. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah. Roll me a luck roll and then tell me, do you want that to happen or not, depending on your roll.
I would love that to happen, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll that luck roll right now. You know what? When it comes to luck,
you have used a point. You have used a point,
That's
so
true. I got 6.
recognize that when you.
So when it comes to luck, I'm gonna break out the big boy dice. All right.
Yeah.
That is a 6 plus my existing 6 makes it a 12.
12. Yeah. Okay. It's partway through the night. You just are like rubbing elbows, having some fun talking with people. That someone is directed to your table. Mariah doesn't like get in his way because it seems like someone has warned her. You're not sure how communication works in this club, really. You just know that sometimes, and you just hear it at one point, a very subtle whisper tells you, associate of Mr. Killer Sparks is arrived. Not him himself, though. He calls himself Gold Bar.
Not a problem. Have him directed to my room, or have him directed up here for a bit. But I'm gonna be right back. Before I head off, Gerson here?
No, doesn't seem to be. Several of the other cards, lower level, have been arrived. Just my employer, and this is Chester's voice that is taking them. It's like, Miss Red doesn't generally like the cards here at her club. She has a history with them.
That's fine. I'll give him a call. Thanks.
But yeah, but eventually, Mr. Gold Bar.
Mr. Gold Bar. Sorry.
Yeah, look, everyone picks weird names, and you realize why he has picked this name. This guy isn't wearing, like, fancy club clothes, really. He seems to be wearing, like, nice slacks and a suit vest, but that's it. And every single cyber bit he has, and he's got a lot, this man's pretty cybered up, just gold as shit.
Awesome.
Just gleaming.
Gross.
Yeah. You can see the one club thing he seems to have done is that he has like a holographic mask on that is just like a sheer gold shape of a human face, like not showing any real expression.
That's fine, whatever.
But it's very obviously hologram. And you can just kind of see the shadow of his face behind that for expressions, but it's very, I guess, impersonal almost. Yeah, Mariah doesn't step in front of him, but is definitely keyed into him because he'd be hard to miss, but also because she has been aware of him. You can also tell, just like, this is an upper balcony looking over the club floor where these booths are, and at the other end where the stairs are, you pick sort of the farthest end from the stairs, Mr. Dumas, the sort of security guy, he has just gotten to the top of the stairs, he's just watching.
Tweedledum!
He's just watching, very ready. Yeah, he looks exactly like D, except if D were ready to murder someone, and also scarred as shit.
Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna just usher Mr. Goldbar on in. I'm assuming that this is a Fox event. There are some fine looking people around of various genders. So
yeah.
Fox is gonna have just, like, you know, have one or two of them kind of come over, sit Mr. Goldbar down, you know, ask him if he wants anything, get him real comfortable. Definitely gonna make sure I snap some fingers and have the light and sound barriers brought up around the whole booth here.
The booth area, yeah.
A little bit of privacy going on here would be wonderful. And Fox kind of...
Yeah, you have whatever hangers-ons you want. I think one or two of them are even, like, fans of Chester, and you can tell because they wear the same, like, purple and black colors, but they're associated with you because you're associated with him, you think?
I'm fine with that. A couple of them around. Other than that, all I need is Mariah, and Link, you can be here too if you want. It's totally fine. Other than that...
you came to the club, you don't have to.
She's here. I'm fine with that. I'm just gonna...
Sitting in the corner, not...
Yeah. That's fine, as long as you're nearby, that's all. So yeah, I'm gonna just, the only thing I want to do...
Yeah, just really quick as a side note, because it's always fun for me, like, as a sort of hacker and a netrunner, there's almost like a secondary party space that Chester has set up that is like a VR, like an augmented reality space. For you, the space feels very different. You can just be in the corner just chilling and see a bunch of other hackers kind of showing off, creating like visual like representations of the kind of hack that they would do, bragging, stuff like that. Clubs for netrunners are very much a place to meet that is neutral ground, especially the Wonderland Club, and just brag about what they've been doing. And you can decide to do that or not. It is up to you. Definitely people notice you are there and don't want to mess with you, because you are very well known at this point for absolutely obliterating the Continental Brands building.
Yep.
And also at least a little bit of the... She hacked people. But that's scary. How did she do that? And so people are going to give you space unless you want to brag. But that's so you know. Anyways. Yeah, Fox, you get Goldbar sits down, and there's people around him, and he's been given a drink, and he doesn't seem to react much until eventually the sound barrier goes up, and it's like, I was told you wanted to meet with me, Mr. Fox.
I didn't. I wanted your boss, actually, but you'll do. Actually, the reason I wouldn't mind you being here is if you could pass me some sort of form of contact with him. Mrs. Sparks and I appear to be having some kind of business disagreement, and I want to make sure the score is very cleanly settled. I'm fine with him not being here, but I'm gonna put another associate or two of mine on the line just to make sure they're aware of the conversation we're having and that all things are squared away. I'd very much appreciate if, as a show of perhaps good faith, Mrs. Sparks could join on that call.
I can see what I can do. He's not too keen on you, as you might imagine.
I'm certainly aware. He also isn't the only one.
But he is nothing if not a businessman.
Exactly.
Did you want the call right now, or set that up for later?
Oh, no, now, please, actually. If you want it.
Alright, so yeah, he, yeah, you see Gold just sort of roll his shoulders, and he looks to the side, and then waits a minute. Like, he can be here for the call, not really in person.
Perfectly fine. Kat, if you don't mind, Mr. Sparks, as well as Sir Gerson, if you would, and any other of my important associates from my log list. I think this person on who to call.
Yeah, you mentioned Gerson. I think that sort of as his representation physically here, another person is like brought into this booth. And yeah, it's just one of his people, because he is the he's in charge of a specific part of the card gang. I just need to make sure I have my notes right. Yeah, he's one of the clubs. They're kind of the enforcers.
Yep.
So yeah, this is like this lean dude who doesn't have a sword on him because that's not allowed, but there is the hologram of a sword on his back, like he's indicating what his position is
Right.
as like a gang affiliate. He's like, no, I'm a hitman. That's what I do. And he sits down. He doesn't say much, but both Gold and this other club guy, they sort of reach into their jacket and they put a thing on their suits or whatever they're wearing, and it actually projects the face of these guys into this space with you,
Wonderful.
like in hologram. As part of this call.
Okay, so Fox is kind of, as this all happens, we just, you know, offers a pretty solid smile. Just, it's wonderful to see you all. It's been a while, I feel. That's, well, that's on my end. I've been, as you can all certainly seen, I've been busy with other endeavors, political affairs and all such, so I haven't really found time to check in with any of you, save he may here once or twice. So, I thought it'd be nice if we all sat in for a quick chat. Meeting of the pirate kings, as it were, you know? Take one more drag, and then, like, I don't know, a woman comes by with an ashtray and just puts it out. Just, like, you know.
The smoke kind of filters through these hologram faces as you sort of make pirate kings. I think Gerson grins at that, but Sparks, who, it's been a while, he's definitely the kind of booster ganger that doesn't go for a clean appearance. He looks kind of disheveled. There's wires sticking out of his head that mingle with his hair like sort of colored highlights. He doesn't smile. He's just kind of glaring a bit. He's like, yeah, sure. What do you want?
Not much, honestly. Just to square a few things away. Each of you, gentlemen, engages in a fair bit of business in South Night City and throughout other places, and we've certainly had our crossings. Some of us, and I'll look very directly at Sparks and then Gerson, well, directly at Sparks and just say, some of us, not the most kind of transactions. He'll then look over at Gerson and say, some of us even have personal attachments. However, I know what this is. I've seen the flies buzzing, the shootout outside of Night City, the buzzing around, attempted blackmail. You all think I'm fucking stupid.
Hime's laughing a little bit right next to you. He's like,
Am I stupid?
Gerson
yeah, he'll take that. He'll look over. Am I stupid, He-Man?
no, man, you ain't.
Yeah, you're not.
I think you're the smartest guy I know.
So, I just felt like I should clarify that I'm perfectly aware of what this is. You see, I'm top fucking dog around here. And when top dog gets a little bit too busy with his bone, or is a little bit too busy fucking the alpha female of the pack, some of the other bitch boys around think they can get tough. Maybe claw at me for a bit here or there, try to find a weakness. I'm running for mayor now. I'm out in the spotlight, so I can't move around in the trenches like you all do. I understand. I get it. So I want to make things very, very, very evidently clear for all of you. Fox draws his pistol, racks it, slots it at Mr. Goldbar, and puts one in the middle of his fucking head. Yes?
Alright.
I'm not to be fucked with!
Well then.
So you shoot Mr. Goldbar. We're just gonna say that it's like even max damage. He actually gets up a second but doesn't react. He's like, and he ends up actually directly to Killer Sparks. He's like, so it's that kind of business you've involved me in, huh? And you can see the bullet went through him into the seat, and you think his head is actually like a fully fake prosthetic.
Figured as much.
Which is some like crazy bullshit that no one should actually ever cyber themselves up with because it is dangerous. And this man has done it. And he's like, you see him, Killer Sparks is like, you don't have any, and then Gold shuts it off. He's like, Mr. Fox, I think I need to apologize.
I'm listening.
I was told that you were going to shut down my business. And I know you as a man who runs business.
Mate, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who the fuck you are.
That's fine. That's the way I like it. I don't have anything to do with you, and you don't have anything to do with me. I do know that you have a problem with my boss. the man I just hung up on, who's not going to be happy about that. The thing
Certainly
is, I don't like bosses that don't talk to me. I work in rare metals. I work in the kind of things that people who build stuff need. I don't know that Killer needs my business anymore if it's going to involve me in this kind of shit.
It's so funny you would say that, because I think I know a person who would be in desperate need of your business. And let's just say that as someone intricately tied to this affair, which I'm sure you know that sometimes affairs like ours can be kept in the dark, yes? Yeah.
Always.
At this point, Fox has now, like, come over and, like, sat next to this guy. He's, like, brushing his head aside, you know, just, like, being real just like...
Yeah. You can
like,
see now that you put a hole through, the hologram is, like, still up, but when it flickers, it's completely robotic parts. You think the hologram is specifically to hide that fact.
Fancy.
Like, the face bits are obviously extremely mechanic.
Fancy, not a problem. So yeah, so he'll just twist it up a little bit, just...
Yeah.
So I'm certain as someone who understands that this fair is like ours to be kept secret, and as someone intricately tied into this raw material transaction, as it were, I might be wanting to keep you well paid for this affair, if you're interested, as it were. Fucking over your current boss is just, well, icing on the cake, as it were.
He's been telling people that you are going to shut down a lot of the crime you are aware of if you take over for Stink Miner. I don't have proof of it, I just know Stink Miner has his fingers in everyone's little pots. He takes his taxes if you're bringing stuff in and out of the city. It's kind of why he doesn't like you. Because your auntie, Noelle, has kind of taken his fingers out of a few cookie jars. He's not happy about that.
Makes sense.
And neither's my boss. Gold, like, hands you his, like, information on a chit. Rolls his shoulders again, you can hear gyros buzzing. I'm going to go freshen up. You call me about this job. And then he looks at Gerson's representative, and specifically Gerson. It's like, I hope for your sake you have a much better reason for messing with this man. Because if he's gonna let me do business, I think a lot of people would rather he was in charge than the old Stink Man.
You're a wise
And
man,
then he walks
Mr.
through,
Gold.
like, walks through the sort of blackened veil that is the thing. I think you see Mariah actually, as it fuzzes, is outside, like, just, like, having a stern conversation with Dumas on, like, don't worry about it.
Oh, fine. Not a problem. Everything's okay.
Little bit of an argument, but she's definitely, like, standing there. You
So,
can
yeah.
see her dress is no longer sparkly. It's actually, like, she's turned the sparkle off so that she's a little less noticeable. That kind of shit, yeah.
Yeah. Fox will holster his pistol back in sort of, you know, under his jacket. Just, well, not how I expected that to go, but, takes all kinds in Night City, yes? Well, nonetheless, I think I've made my point indefinitely clear. I don't give a fuck whether it's for business reasons or rumors you heard, or, and again, stares directly back at Gerson, personal reasons. Me, and anyone associated with me, is not to be fucked with. Or else. We clear?
Yeah, so really the last, like, enemy you have in here seems to be, like, Gerson's kind of grumbling, and he just doesn't, like, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and just, like, doesn't want to look at you. His associate looks extremely uncomfortable as the one who might get shot, and, he's just like, he, like, puts the projection just to the side so you can see him. He's like, you just give me a second. And,
Actually, if you
he
don't
starts
mind,
messing with it.
before he leaves, I don't like. As he like lowers the projection like towards like
Oh, he
his
doesn't
side.
leave. He's
Oh,
just
yeah, no.
talking to you, and then he's accessing something.
Oh yeah, but as he kind of lowers the projection, I'll just say, actually, if you don't mind, I think I've been meaning to turn it off for a while. If it's okay with you.
Okay.
And he'll just kind of stand up, brush himself off. He'll walk so that like the hologram of Gerson is like directly in front of him, but just behind that is like his representative. Just say, Gerson, dearest. There's a funny thing about the way the past works. You look at it sometimes and you see all the wonderful things you've gone through. all the people who have made your life better and improved it with their experience, shared it with you. Starts to kind of brush the hair of his representative. And then you see people like you sometimes. And you realize that some people are just like scabs who have to rip off the side of your arm and let them bleed for a bit so you can get something better. Even if it's just scar tissue, because anything, even an ugly, fetid scar, is better than having that parasite stuck to your fucking body still. What I'm trying to say is, baby boy, and I'll just kiss his representative on the cheek, just, mwah, we're done. Bye.
Yeah, so the representative, this hitman guy, he has been like tapping and like talking like very slowly or subtly into it. You see the hologram face. He's like very pissed at you. He's really like, "You little and like mid swear, it goes to the Spades representative, the Queen of Spades is her name that you've met. She's sort of the one that you've had to deal with to give the like cure from the Rockland incident thing.
Oh yeah,
like,
Fox will offer like a very, very overdramatic, just like bow, just, Your Highness, I'm honored.
Yeah, look, I don't like calling into this place. Red isn't happy with any of us, and I'm a little mad that Gerson sent anybody in here. So I'm gonna make this clear. If he's doing something, he's gonna stop it now, otherwise the rest of us are going to be very mad at him. But I don't want to see you messing with any of our stuff. I know that you've convinced the random materials guy, and I know that it's probably a lie because you are a guy that does business, but I'm going to be clear, we've been here longer than anyone else in the city. We are the mafia. We're the mob. We've been around longer than most U.S. institutions before the U.S. collapsed. So long as we get to do business, we don't have anything with you.
Oh,
Are
but
we
Your
clear?
Majesty, mine court would want nothing more. But we, listen, you got this all fucked up, Your Highness. I don't want to fuck with anything to do with you. I want the opposite. You see, I'm top dog in this part of the city, or I will be soon when I'm mayor. And if I'm the mayor, and you're the mafia, well then, we're just M&M's, baby. We go together like chocolate and candy, you know? This is what we're made to be. And so now, on the contrary, I'm thinking, any operation you have moving in South Night City, you stay on my positive side. You stay off my ass, I'm off yours. And not only that, I see if we don't both get much, much richer. What happens to Gerson as long as he's not in my fucking business is literally not my fucking business. Kill him for all I care.
Yeah, roll me some persuasion real quick. Just want to see how this goes.
I would be honored, boss. Let me pull up my character sheet one time for the one time. It's right here, actually. That's not the right thing. I need my skills. Persuasion!
Skills.
18.
18. All right, let's Yeah, all right.
Sweet.
You've effectively convinced her. You can see there's this minute of like, this lady likes things clean. She likes things professional. And you did shoot a dude in the head that you weren't 100% sure was going to live through that shit, like in the middle of this club. But you convinced her that that is a very specific and like personal problem and not something that will bleed over to her.
Yeah, I just fucking hate that guy. It's a different thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, that's just like the look that she gives you as you've convinced. She's like, fine, you get the mayorship, we talk about that.
Lovely.
We're going to stay out of it, though. We can't afford to get Stink Miner on our case.
Don't worry about that. Sig Miner won't be a problem for very long. Whether I win or not. Trust me.
She gives you a narrowed look like, sure, man, but she nods and then turns around into this other guy. It's like, Benny, you better get your ass out of there before Red finds you're here.
Agreed. He'll offer another very dramatic bow. Just, long may you reign, Your Majesty.
And cuts off.
I just love fucking with her. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be very aware, and I think that's part of the fucking with you, is that, like, the cards are literally the old Mafia.
Yeah.
They kind of had to put on airs to be able to hide that
Oh yeah, oh
fact,
no, Fox is
officially.
terrified of them.
So,
He just likes playing it off by being an asshole. It's his defense mechanism, you know?
And yeah, they still got connections to, like, the actual real-ass East Coast Mafia.
Oh yeah, he wants
still.
fucking nothing
And
to
so,
do
like,
with them at all. That's why
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just like,
exactly.
listen, please. One of them's my ex. I'd fuck that guy, but everybody else, I'm cool. Like, listen, all right, all right.
Yeah, so I think that's, unless there's one other thing you want to do, Hime is just like laughing. He thinks that's hilarious, and then an empty spot that you swear someone was sitting in before they left. Cheshire just like sort of materializes there, smile first, and he's also laughing hysterically. He's like, "You are by far the most entertaining person to have meetings on our club, I have to say."
I am only a showman, my friend.
I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not gonna let Red know that you put a hole in one of her very fancy seats, but oof, that was good.
I'll talk about a chip for 500. Just that should cover it, right?
Oh, I would pay for the privilege of being in this room if you could stop me.
Oh, friend.
And he like very big dramatic bow. He like clips through the table as he stands up. 'Cause it's not made to stand up there. It doesn't matter. He just big dramatic bow, and he just poofs, is gone.
You know, I don't always hate that guy. Well,
it's just you're in his house. He knows what's going on in his house. Anyways.
Sorry for the show, Ma, but that's all I gotta do here. I have one more engagement to get to tonight. It's hopefully gonna be a lot less dramatic than this one. Well, okay, maybe not actually.
So that's, I guess, my question. Lynx, did you want to be in the booth and just watch that happen, or are you just kind of around in the club?
Well, Lynx is not going to be in the club proper because Lynx is not a party person.
Lynx is on the middle of the dance floor hitting the cha-cha slide.
Nah.
That's
it's a song that doesn't work with that dance. It's just some other song.
It's just,
you know,
that's the only song she gets it to. That's
you know
it. That's
it?
the only song she gets it to. You know. That's her shit.
You know what? We'll say that's what happened. Lynx danced the fucking cha-cha slide and then slid down.
I'm sorry, I tried.
Because while this is happening, because you are sort of seeing the sort of cyberpunk, like the cyber netrunner, that's the word, the netrunner space around, you do get to talk to, you're like approached by one or two people that you can decide if you're going to engage. They're like hacker hopefuls. They're like early in their career, and they're like, there's a little bit that's respectful. They know to keep space because, like, they don't want to get messed up, but they are like, no, I'm a really big fan of your work. I don't know how you feel about that, but more interestingly, while you're seeing like the physical shape of Dumas, who does, you get to hear the conversation a little more directly because you're out of the booth for a second, and he was like, look, I didn't hear gunshots, but I fucking know what a gunshot feels like when it goes through this thing. If there's a dead body in there, I'm kidding, I'm going to get him. And Amari's like, don't worry about it, it's fine. She's very good at lying through her teeth about that, and then it is fine. Guy walks out, obvious bullet hole in the back of his head, but he's still walking. She's like, see, it's fine.
See, nobody. I mean,
she
is my cousin after all.
Yeah.
That's a very Fox thing to be like. Just like, no, relax, everything's fine, just... See? Nobody. It's all...
Exactly.
Okay, so it's genetic. I got it. It's not just Fox. It's genetic. Okay, I got it.
There's like that a bit of that conversation. It's like, look, do you really want to break down all of the light, like all the curtains in here, and see what other people are doing behind these booths? I'm sure this is going to be easier to clean up than whatever Chester's doing in that.
Which is also a very Fox thing to say. See, it's genetic. See?
No blood.
She's just definitely like, don't worry about it. And so while you're watching this, it's maybe disorienting because the VR netrunning space is like you can see at the same time. That D walks up, who is, always dressed very different. And he's, oh, it's nice to see you. Don't really expect you as a club person, but I guess you do tend to follow around Fox and keep his backside safe, so that makes sense. How was the trip?
It was a very interesting and, well, let's say it was a fruitful trip. It's good to see you, D.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you're back. I was a little worried with and he's not a subtle person, but he's like, looks to left and right. It's like, our mutual friends wouldn't talk to me if you were gone. And I do enjoy your advice.
Well, let's say it was a little hairy there, but we got out more or less in one piece.
I've been making headway on I've been safe, like you've asked. I'm making headway on our game. He every time he references anything Chester might know, it's like he's looking around like, I know you're around here somewhere, you little shit, kind of a thing. Like, our game. I think you might be interested to know some of the stuff. It was interesting to me. It's hacking history, you could say.
Ah, always up for a history lesson. Actually, speaking of history lessons, that has actually come up as a little bit relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I think before this, like, I feel like Lynx would have like given a few tips to like those two like admirers and been a little bit awkward about it. But it's like just like here's some tips so you don't die immediately, but like as soon as like Tweedledum like starts having like the argued conversation, she's gonna like give me a sec, or like it's like just like waves them off. And then gets the Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Dumas's face? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, Tweedledum, where's your better half?
Damn. Just calling him out like that. That's fucked up.
Oh, so you're talking to Dumas and you're asking him where his better half is?
Well, more like, it's sort of, it's just like, Tweedledum, it's okay. It's okay. Where's your better half?
He definitely like, it's not an angry twitch, it's a little bit of a, when you call him Tweedledum, because he's like, yeah, that's the name that I definitely fit. I hate that. I was born Timothy Dumas. I'm not trying to do a bit. That's actually
my
my
fucking
name.
parrots, you assholes! Fuck you!
He doesn't say that. It's more like he's a little sad that, of course, because I have this name, the lady obsessed with this aesthetic hired me to do security. Of course.
I mean, you're doing a great job.
You're killing the aesthetic, boss. You're really bringing it home.
You're doing a great job.
He's wearing tactical gear and has a shaved head, and that's basically it. He does have a very egg-shaped head, unfortunately.
Oh, no!
It's like, this is just practice. Anyways, who do you mean? Do you want to talk to Red? Chester? What?
I think I can figure things out, but like I think Lynx came over to like kind of calm down Dumas with the whole shoot.
As soon as you start that conversation, Mariah does like step back, and he does seem distracted from it because the argument's over, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, fine." The guy walked out. It's all right. He does poke his head into like the booth now that it's all over, and he just like gives you a bit of a look, Fox, just like, and then back out. He like looks at the bullet hole, and just.
No idea what you're talking about. Wasn't me. That was there when I got here.
Like, hey.
Get that cleaned
as
up.
long as there's no blood to clean out of the upholstery, it's probably fine.
Literally no blood. I see. I planned that, actually, believe it or not.
Like, I just don't want... Red doesn't want her club to have a reputation of bodies being found. I don't care about the blood. I'm not the janitor.
You'll notice. No body.
That's fair. Anyways, keep up the good work, and Lynx is just gonna nope away.
Yeah, I'm also.
But yeah, who did you?
Who
did you want to talk to though when you said better half, real quick though?
D. Clearly.
Okay, yeah. Well, D is there. Yeah. Yeah, he'll go away. There's no danger here now that the two people that he was very worried were going to start a fight with Fox are gone.
Yeah.
He really should have been worried that Fox was going to start a fight with them, but
Me? Start a fight?
Yes.
I'm insulted.
Why would you be insulted?
But...
That's practically your MO.
Fair enough. Anywho, listen. Now that I've taken care of business, I gotta go take care of that thing. So whenever you're done, just call someone for a ride back to the hot zone and meet up with Manny to work on that robot more. I'll meet back up with you there when I.
Mariah is like, I have a ride if I need to take her, so long as you're fine.
Yeah, I'm cool. I just gotta go do the most horrifying thing I've ever done in my life.
Ooh,
committed terrorism. I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. This is more terrifying than that.
Lynx has like the shit-eating grin on her face and just like, oh, do I need to send one of Manny's drones over so I can get pictures?
I will murder you.
You're not gonna do
Mariah
that.
then picks up on what's going on and is like, yeah, it's about time. I mean, look, I only know you for a while, but I know. I get it. We'll leave you alone. Like, she actually puts herself between Lynx and you. It's like, we'll leave you alone.
Thank you.
Like,
I'm gonna go.
I need pictures.
You can't take photos of something like this. That cheapens the moment. It's gotta be real.
Fine. Okay, Cat.
He's He's not some
Lynx is-
cyber ounce influencer who's trying to record his whole life. It's fine.
Yeah, okay,
Fox
fine.
will,
Lynx is
Fox
going
will
to.
offer the deepest sigh he's ever offered in his life and just say, one drone. Exactly one drone, and you get 7 pictures.
Or I could ask Kat to give me the feed from your cyber eyes.
She wouldn't.
I mean, she literally wouldn't. She's your thing, but you can get
No.
Enzo to, like, bring in his flying
So
jump.
the fucked up thing is, like, given that, like, the way I write Cat is like intricately tuned, like, into like Fox's like his like psyche and like his like psychiatry. So, like, he would know like Lynx is like one of the best people in the world for him. So no, she a fucking $1,000,000% would. No question. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, she like
Okay, yeah, so you're
like
right,
literally
she
he's just
wouldn't.
like
And,
like he's like she wouldn't, and like Cat's in his head, like the visual is just like
Lynx gets a small message that somehow doesn't do any notification sound, so Fox can't know. That's like, I would.
she's like I would, I absolutely would.
Like, remember,
Yeah,
pictures
you
worth
can-
1,000 memories.
Enzo can have a drone very quietly and off in the distance.
Why is everyone spying on me for this? Is this an anime?
Just if Lynx asks, he will. He doesn't even think about that, but
Okay,
you
all
can
right,
ask him for
This
that.
is that part of the anime where the date happens and all the other characters like just go with it, like awkwardly trying to spy on the date. Okay, I got it. Okay, we're at that
yeah.
part of it. This isn't even Core Hearts. We're in the wrong campaign for that. Sorry, I'm just.
Yee. But anyways,
I'm just
I
mad.
would
Like,
like,
I'm just upset. Like the places most likely to happen in the other campaign also involves my character. So I just hate.
you'd like to make that character. I'm just saying.
I know.
That's part
just.
of the character you make.
Why do I do this to myself? Why don't I change? I'm sorry. I'm better. I'm okay. I got this.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
embarrass myself in public, y'all. All right, I'm gonna go do that. He's gonna like lean past the right to Lynx, and both of you are going to remain here. Yes. Or go back to the hot
We're
zone.
going to Spider's place afterwards. Yeah.
Or go back to the hot zone. That's fine too.
Yes.
Yes?
As you leave. Yes. He's waiting for you, Lynx. Rai says.
Yeah. I'll go. I gotta go talk with our little spider friend.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Lucian just made a great fucking point. I'm so mad about it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Ah! I'm sorry. It's just okay. Gonna bring it back in.
Lucian knows.
Yeah, Lucian knows too much.
Anyways.
I hate this. Yeah. So he'll just
Yeah,
very awkwardly
Fox,
just
as you
skirt
leave-
himself away.
Yeah. Like, you still leave with the plum. Nikki Yo gives you a shout out in midway through his set.
It's my boy over there. I'll give him some figures. It's my boy over there. It's my guy.
White nods approvingly, just watching Nikki do that and float in pretty well. He's like, yeah, okay. Yeah,
That's
alright.
the kid's good.
He's getting better. He's getting better.
Kid's good.
Anyways, so yeah, so Dia is still there to talk with you, Lynx, and I'd like to finish that scene out of matter of history, you say.
Well, Chester's here. Let's say we found some very old remnants of a problematic copy.
That would be interesting, and that's what's causing some of this trouble.
Of
That's
a problematic
fascinating.
person.
Yeah, a very problematic person.
Huh. Well, I assume that's more in you and your friend's line of expertise. I'm still learning the ropes. Because, yeah, D is an emergent AI. He's not a copy, and so he's very much still, like, learning a lot of things. He is really kind of like a offshoot of Dumas as a kid, basically, that's then just
Aww.
taken his own direction.
So cute.
It's like the digital equivalent of having an AI as a child, almost.
Is a baby.
Another one. Fantastic.
Sorry.
I mean, you already kind of adopted him, but Dumas does also seem kind of defensive, but you also know he more approves of you, Lynx. Like, there's a reason he let you distract him.
Well, I think Lynx has a slightly. If Fox's morals are like below the gutter, like Lynx's morals are at the gutter.
Below the
Hey.
gutter? Goddamn! I'm right here! What the fuck? I mean, I guess I'm
It's
not
Night City,
anymore,
that's
but
where
like still, what the
everything
fuck?
I mean, Lynx. Okay, Lynx has no illusions on Fox's moral compass. Okay.
That's fair.
But you mentioned that Chester's here. Old D's like, well, I mean, I do have a more digital space that we could go to that he would be less likely to overhear, if you would like. If you'd like
Depends
to
on
talk
if
more.
you're. Are you interested in?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, it might be... What I'm looking into might be connected. at least a little bit to your whole deal. It's something I think you should know. I don't want to ruin the surprise for Chester just because I haven't fully figured it out yet, and that's part of the game.
Prizes, well, the best presents tend to be surprises. Let's keep let's keep that then.
All right. Yeah. So he just like visually makes a gesture. Actually sets up a complicated like directory to the direction he wants to go, and like a door just appears, and it's just like the visual representation of you can follow him into this digital space.
Lynx is just gonna go. Like,
yeah,
traps, whatever.
Yeah, so,
be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but,
I feel like
it's
likely Chester won't let anyone, like, even if like D has like his own personal space, like Chester's probably still, it's probably still within Chester's network.
Yeah, and it's a pretty simple scan to say that this is technically still in the building, and as you enter, it's like this pretty sterile. It looks like this pretty sterile room that. For a second, you're like, oh, he just made this in space, but actually you think it's a visual representation of a real room. And then you realize it's actually based on a camera feed to a real room. It is this server room that has a chair in it and a bunch of screens. And the screens are of the club at various places. They're all holographed up, and you can tell that someone can plug into the chair. And on the little desk space is... it takes you a second to piece it together, but like, oh, this is Dumas's desk. This is where he watches the whole club when he's not physically in it. And you can see the technology, and this is how D was born, kind of. Is that Dumas sits here, and then D operates all the cameras, all the hidden guns, all of the doors, the lights, all of that, at Dumas's direction. But because it's very complicated and Dumas is not a netrunner, D basically was developed and grew to be the netrunner side of him in this building. And D just sort of seems to interact with this real space very naturally, as if he is physically in it, even though he is a hologram. You don't even know if he's actually being projected into the space. You just know that's how he perceives it, is this space is real to him.
Home sweet home, huh?
Yeah, this is the space that Chester is not really allowed in. Red trusts him, but is not a fool. This is for Dumas specifically, and me. So Chester's not allowed to mess with this space, as it were. Man needs to have his own personal area, is what Dumas would say.
I need not be wrong.
But I do get to have the digital side of it, so yeah. Would you like to tell me, or shall I tell you first what we've been going up to?
Let's see. How about... I don't know. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Well, as you know, I've been looking into this event back when Chester was King Caterpillar, who paid for him to do it. I do think I have an idea as to why. He was younger and was going to go up for the challenge, but I'm pretty sure that they knew his real identity and probably knew who his parents are and probably threatened them. Despite his aloof appearance, I think he does care somewhat for people in his life. Or he would have been worried that he was going to be exposed and kicked out of his house, because I think I know his exact age. I think he was 12 at the time.
Yeah. He's a smart kid.
Yeah. It's quite brilliant, actually. But no, what I found was the facility they were breaking into, that the U.S. was fighting, actually, there, was a robot building facility.
Robot building.
Soldiers. And they're at least somewhat in design to, well, several of the ones around the city, just older. This was when they were bulkier. They weren't really the shape of humans. They were vaguely bipedal, more like the shape of a gorilla or like a large sort of golem thing.
That's horrifying. Cool as shit.
They didn't have them as light and as quick at the time, but they were great military pieces. And I think the interesting part was it wasn't the government. This was in what was considered Guatemala at the time. The borders have changed over the last decade or two.
Just about the gorilla robot constructs. You think this is out of character, obviously.
Hmm?
Could we get some? Could we get some of those? Possibly, maybe. Robot army, gorilla
They're
robots.
big and old, sure.
I'm just.
They're big and old.
I'm just saying, gorilla robots with like a big ass gun on the fucking front, on some Metal Gear shit. Like, I mean, that's literally a UG basically at that point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But anyways,
I'm just saying.
If you can find it, we'll talk about that later. It's like, yeah, so, I don't know. That seemed maybe relevant. I know that you've had some trouble with something to do with the robot factory, I think you said. I'm not sure.
Did you happen to catch maybe a who or any
That's
sort of
the big secret. I'm assuming, just from the directions that Cheshire had, was that he needed to prevent the attack long enough for something. Because, I mean, they eventually did just completely obliterate the facility, but it was... I mean, it's Militech, they're not exactly subtle. They didn't go in and find out what was going on in there. They just mostly bombed it from orbit as soon as they could manage to do so. Low orbit, you know. But he was protecting a robot facility for some amount of time until something could happen. I'm assuming someone get away is the only reason I could imagine for delaying them. And I'm not sure. It wasn't known by the at that point, again, Guatemala government. It was just there. It seemed to be actively usurping their authority, which is why they let Militech in to do this in the first place.
funny story.
Mm-hmm.
We just got back from somebody who had just taken over a facility and was building robots.
Mm-hmm.
And the design is very suspiciously a lot like the ones that are being used right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing whoever got away from that robot facility might have been the same person.
It could follow. If the person you're fighting is an AI, that would make sense. It would take a long time for, I guess, the central processing of that AI to be moved. You can't just... a download would take a very long time, and this was big enough facility. It probably had, you know, quite a large amount of processing power. He sort of gestures to this, like, desk slash processor that is in this room. It's like, well, I reside here. It would take a long time for me to move all of my complex algorithms and memory and such out. I can be anywhere that is connected from here, and I hold no fear of the old net because of it, because of my nature. It's what you would have to do, especially if the facility was remote and didn't have the same kind of connection. And this was definitely after the collapse of the net. If this AI is an enemy to AI, they would have to have been physically moved out.
Mm. Well,
Who is this person? I might be able to... It might complete my game, at least, if I could tell what AI this was.
see, that's the problem. Let's see. Let's say that Big Bro was actually kind of nervous about this guy. He was an old copy.
Mm-hmm.
Very this and at least as far as I can tell, at least like maybe or maybe the latest copy might have been made in like 2025 maybe, but like so this guy's pretty old.
Mm-hmm.
And has a scary amount of processing power. Like the facility was taken over in less than a day. We're talking an entire factory facility with at least 2 of our, say, mutual friends in it.
Mm.
I don't know how safe it would be for you to delve into this matter.
That's fair. I could not delve into the AI, but could at least double check the, I guess, company records, see if I could find if this facility is in fact owned by the man that this is a copy of. I don't need to find the AI for Cheshire, I just need to give him a name, an explanation. I just need to find who hired him. It'll be up to him what he does about that, and I think we can be a little less worried about his safety.
If he has it, well, Cheshire, we'll see what Cheshire does. That's a bit of a toss-up. How about this? let's have a talk. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be going over the data with one of my friends in the hot
Mhm.
zone. He's a little leery about newcomers, so I'll have to ask him first. But if you want to help us dive into the data, and I'll see if we can. We'll see what happens. Once again, I'll have to ask him first. But how about because in a few days, gonna have a talk with Big Bro, and maybe we'll see if we can get something solid. Because a name, we're still not entirely. I got a big data packet, but I don't know if it's exactly for sure if it's him, and I don't want to send either you or, well, Chester off on a wild goose chase for someone who might be extremely deadly.
That's fair. I can wait. Just thought you should know.
And it's good information. We're gonna probably be working through the night, so we'll hopefully have something fairly soon.
I'm sure you can drop me a line. And yeah, if there's any other questions you want to ask, we can sort of finish that scene out. Otherwise, I think that's kind of the end of it.
That's fair. Otherwise, I think Lynx has asked all the questions that she wants. Just like, you gonna be safe here? I know you've got.
This is it's a very safe place, I would think. I've never felt in danger here under Red's care.
Okay, just. Here's something I can give you. The hardware that they used to shut down the facility is very big and obvious. You should have some warning in case it happens. I haven't figured out a countermeasure for it yet, and I'm hoping the data that we get will allow us to figure out something. But just in case, I think Lynx will want to just like give him the specs on the hardware that was seen that was in the facility. Just like watch out.
Oh, watch out for that. Yeah, he would take that gratefully. I think he'd make some similar comments of like, oh, this is not stealthy at all. I doubt that this would work in a city. But he does look for it. Yeah, and the stats, because you don't have them like in detail, it wasn't something made at that facility, are vague. But yeah, it's basically a mobile platform for like a lot of processing power, but like long range, like super long range version of basically what Manny does.
Yeah, like it would be, I like something that would like probably require like a fuck ton of investment and materials just to even make, right? Like this is clearly something, you know, a rich person or a rich AI.
It's like a satellite hookup version that like super long distance communication. So you assume that it doesn't do the job itself. It's a communications hub.
Which is actually a little worrying because that means they might have seen that the facility got offline.
You'd assume so, yeah. He has to build the robots. He definitely knows you've taken it over.
Yep.
But anyways.
All right. I guess it's well, it was nice seeing you again, D. We'll chat. Make sure you take care of yourself.
Always. And yeah, you kind of just can step out of the room and then you're back in the club. I did ask you guys something in our Discord chat real quick, but I guess I can just ask here. I have 2 scenes that we could end on. Either the one with Foxy, or we can do a different one and start basically next time with sort of what Foxy is doing. How do you guys feel?
I am cool with either. Whatever Lynx would prefer. I feel like there's been plenty of spotlight on me today, so whichever she would prefer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scene with Lynx is the other option.
It's up to you. If you would rather have the ending scene, then please take it.
I think I would like the Fox scene, but only because I want for Lynx to send a message over to Enzo and be like, don't say anything, just I want 7 pictures of.
Oh well, you can do that. You can do that without having to even. Enzo wouldn't even question. He'd just be like, yeah, sure. He's not really that invested. And
Yeah,
not to. I mean, like, not to try and step on Foxy's pride, but he's just like, yeah, sure. He doesn't have a lot of investment in this.
No, it's fine. Whatever. I'm cool.
Foxy's a coworker and a guy he knows, not really like
Oh yeah, I mean, it's fine.
a dude. He's like, I gotta spy on him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that.
Lynx all of the pictures, all of them.
But we're gonna get to either of them. I'm just saying, where are we focusing right now?
Honestly, again, your call. If you are you sure?
Yeah. Link,
Yeah.
if you want Fox, then we do Fox. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
Let's do it. All right. Hold on. Give me a second.
We yeah.
All right.
I
Let's
will
go.
leave links in the club here, and I will make notes to make sure that I remember. All right.
Okay. Here we go. I'm ready. I'm not ready.
I'm waiting for
Alright,
Dog Huck
so-
to like just come by and drive by with a pun, with a really bad pun and a quip.
Please. No, please stop.
Hey.
Excuse me.
So, I guess then my question is, because, Fox, you haven't talked to Jess yet,
Nope.
so, what is your plan here?
Well, the plan right now is to swing back to Neon Lights and pick her up.
Okay. Okay.
And then after that, the plan is to take her. Honestly, he's kind of like he's not gonna spare any expense here. Like I'm gonna drive her in like the nicest part of Nice City I can afford for like just like a super nice like seaside like seafood situation. I know she likes seafood. She's a big seafood fan. So we're gonna just go for like the super nicest dinner we possibly can. Just like real like take the spread. She gets whatever she wants, and I have no problem with that.
All right, so pull me streetwise real quick to no good restaurant.
Have got it. That's a skill I have points in. And honestly, a fair number of them. Character sheet, please. Thank you. Hiya. It's an 18.
18.
Yeah, okay. So there's a place in Little Europe up here that is like a lesser known, very good seafood place. It's like really close to Biotechnica's place where they like launch their new fish that they do.
Listen, we don't ask them kind of
You
questions.
get the sense that that's why it's not.
We just eat the food, alright?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Biotechnica's trying to make the fish to be edible. Like, you get the sense that maybe they get the fish before they get in the water sometimes. They're like, hey, this is the fresh as it gets, motherfuckers.
Fair enough. It just, new fish just dropped here.
Exactly. Yeah, no. And this is definitely like an Italian family that has started this. They're making some real good, like, Italian seafood is their bit.
I'm with that.
So, yeah, you pick up Jess, and have you sent her any message beforehand to warn her of, like, how nice or not nice the place is?
That's about it. She's like she should be afraid to dress up, basically. Just like...
Yeah. So, yeah, she is wearing, you think that it's like a business suit that's meant to impress. Very clean lines, very like business aware, but the one that you think that she would wear when she has to be an assistant at a nice party,
right?
If that makes sense.
Word.
So it's still nice. She has though like unbuttoned the shirt just a little bit, just a little more casual, instead of like the power tie for when I am in charge. It is more we're going to dinner.
I am at.
A lot of deep blues has a certain like silvery sheen to it. Anyways, and it is like a dress too. It's just like the combo of it. Anyways,
like
so yeah, so she walks up to the car and she like looks up and down your new very fancy suit. It's like, you always did know how to make a stylish entrance.
Listen, love, I got flash. All right, now come on, don't waste any more time.
The amount of money you put in that suit suits you, I think. I think you have a better sense of style now than you used to, just because you can afford to have it.
You're not wrong there. What you mean, like the ratty gang hoodie covered in bullet holes and the shitty jeans wasn't a good look for me? But I was kind of rocking that.
Yeah, but I don't think it was your style as much as this.
Oh, nice.
This is the conversation on your way there.
Nice.
But yeah, you drive up to this place, and there's not like rolls involved with this. It's just you get some real nice food.
Sweet.
It is definitely on the more expensive side, not necessarily because like it's a super fancy restaurant, but because, you know, they're using real ingredients and they do not compromise. Which is just, generally people don't do that anymore.
Oh yeah, Fox doesn't, he doesn't even short. Whatever the price tag is, he's not even gonna stress it. Whatever she wants, however she wants to get it, he don't give a fuck. It's not even, worry about that, worry about price tags later. You can't take it with me, you know?
Yeah, no, Lucia, there's no food poisoning here. These people are fucking artists.
Oh, word, I'm with
Lucia,
it. Yeah,
do
definitely.
that.
I'm with that. So yeah, I mean, he'll do his best to not just dig in like a fucking pig, you know? Too much time in the pen will do that to a man, but he'll restrain himself. He'll eat a little bit more technically. He'll just kind of like.
It's real good.
Yes, he'll like mostly just like talk about like random shit, like bring up dumb memories of shit they did when they were kids, like random stupid things here or there. Probably tell a little bit about like what the fuck happened while they were out, like go over the whole encounter. You're like, yeah, I met some dumbass Silicon Valley tech bro. That's pretty interesting. I shot him if I could, but you know.
Or like his
AI.
ghost.
No, it's like an AI kind of thing. I shot him if I could, but no face. Unfortunate.
Well, I'm sure you'll find some way to find a face for you to shoot.
I appreciate the way you know me so well.
It's the principle of the thing.
Fuck. It's weird how fast shit gets changed, right? Like, a couple months ago, I was just running the streets still, you know? Minding my fucking business, and now I had a kid. I'm running for mayor. You're here. It's like adulthood kind of like smacked me in the face when I wasn't supposed to be, right? I like they said, like, you know, you put 34 by like 25, and like just like waited for a couple years and just hit me really hard in the face. I don't know how that happened, but it kind of.
I feel like we were almost adults as kids, and then just had to catch up on the responsible parts of it.
You were an adult as a kid, maybe. I was a fuck up. But
we had to dodge bullets. I feel like that's a thing adults do.
That's fair. I'm working on getting better about it, though. The fuck up thing, that is. But I don't know. I guess part of that is learning that you can't just let mistakes brew. Sometimes you gotta man up and fix them, you know? So, I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm working on these days. Fixing mistakes. So, I don't know. I got a lot of shit in my head, I guess, Jess. That's not new for me, obviously. But I get the sense that a lot of things are going to change for us. Whether that's good or bad in the near future. But all I know is however that change happens, I'd like it if I still had you next to me for it, you know? And given that I already kind of fucked up enough to let you get away once, I'd rather not double down on that mistake. So, you can call this stupidity or not thinking it all through. I call it wanting to not make the same mistake twice. So, fuck it. You want to marry me? And he'll just pull a ring from a pocket. It is like gold. It's sort of like gold etched. It has sort of like a wavy, almost like branch-like pattern on either side, moving up to a middle center stone, which, because I went out and went and searched for it, has a very, very small sort of like anti-gravity piece in it to just kind of like hover like a quarter inch above the sort of set piece under it, which has a ruby under it. So it's like a small ruby in the set piece, and then above it is like a small kind of pinkish gem floating above it. And he kind of just looks at her just real fucking stupid. Like, looks away just like...
Yeah.
Just like...
I think, oh, sorry.
Do I have to go do I have to take a knee? I'm wearing all white.
She laughs at that. I think it was like partway through that speech, she like was gonna say something, and she could tell that you're like working up to something, and she kind of let it go. And you think that she kind of saw it happening partway through, and like hand to her face a little bit, and Fox, I don't want to make the same mistake either. I don't want to run away from you, from us, now when we need to support each other more than ever. I know I re-entered your life, and I brought your daughter into your life again at maybe a scary time. I'm willing to take the chance that this responsibility isn't just the result of pressure. This isn't just another long game. And she like hand under yours to the ring, and like is more interested in holding your hand even than like putting the ring on or anything, and says, we can make this work. Yeah, let's do that. And then there's this sort of
sorry.
No, there's that wahoo, and then there's like the moment of like that moment of joy, and it's like, I swear to God, if you die, I will follow you in the afterlife and haunt your ass.
Hey, at least if I bite it, the ring's pretty. Come on.
It is a very pretty, like, yeah, this is the moment, like, the sort of serious moment breaks, and, like, finger next to ring, and just like, okay, yeah, it's a very good ring.
Come on,
Where the
I
hell
know what
did
I'm
you
doing.
find this ring?
I know what I'm
Yeah.
doing, girl. Come on, give me some credit.
Like
Sheesh.
the magnet piece, and it rotates,
Yeah,
and
you know.
yeah.
I figured you. Yep. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's like this great moment to sort of like leave you to, with ring and restaurant. The server is like a respectful step back and seems like very invested and happy at this, and just like the cook is like leaning out a little bit because you gave a great big wahoo and just like, oh, it's a proposal. Yeah. Gesturing is gonna give you like a free cake or whatever for like
Hey.
congratulations.
Fucking love
The
me
way
some
it is
cake.
at those real nice, the real nice restaurants that honestly feels like a dive bar but clean, but has the nicest ass food ever.
Yeah,
It's
like the
that
ones
kind
you
of
find in
place.
like the middle of like the random neighborhood, and you're like, this is like,
Oh yeah,
like this is really like it's like somehow like roughshod, but also like super high quality. Like, how do you pull both of those things off?
it's the way that these places are now. Is either you are a super fancy restaurant, or you're this, or like nothing. Because
Word.
if you want to make real food for real people, there's just you can't put money in real estate anymore.
Right,
Anyways,
right. Word, I'm with it. I like that. That's good.
yeah, I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Thank you all for watching us do research and proposals. Man, it seems like every other session where I'm like, oh, this is just gonna be them finding stuff out. Players find a way to throw something at me.
Listen,
They
it's
do,
fine,
and I
fine.
love it.
It's practically my job at this point. It's because I love you. You know, I gotta keep you on your toes.
Look, I just think it's payback for the time I made Wolf make you make a whole airship map because he's like, yeah, I can just break out now.
Yeah,
That's just how he
that
works.
was.
I'll find another way. Wolf will defy expectations and
Oh
repay
yeah,
it
it's
back.
definitely
fine.
moderate payback for that, but I've gotten over that. I've worked through that wound already. We're good. Don't worry. We're
Yeah.
good. Don't worry. It's okay.
But yeah, I'd love for my players to tell where they're from, and we'll also give the players who are not here their dues, and then we'll head up.
Oh God, what's going on? Hi, it's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, aka no longer banned on Twitter Foxy. Speaking of which, find me on Twitter at Big Foxy. That's BIG_FOXXI. It's where I hang out and do, you know, the usual things, basically. Other than that, if you want to see me around here, well, I run 2 whole campaigns besides playing in this one. That is, I run the Seven Sons, our running D&D campaign, run D&D 5th edition homebrew campaign, which is finally past its halfway point, and returning next Sunday after a month and a half of hiatus, my only war campaign in his divine name will finally be coming back up. Guys, for the love of God, it's exclamation
We're letting
point.
you monologue. Just go.
Exclamation point Foxy, okay? God.
Oh,
Jesus
Oh.
fucking
Other
Christ,
side.
guys.
Whoops.
Where's Dale? You
We
need him. It's
monologuing.
fine.
We're
Anyway,
trying to handle that.
so you can catch me on Seven Sons, and then also in his divine name, returning next Sunday. Please don't miss it. I have been putting the month and a half I've had to work on the session to fucking use. It's gonna be a fucking banger. Please don't miss it. It's gonna be great. Also, Seven Sons is now past the halfway point. Y'all want to be tuning in for this campaign as it starts to work down towards its inevitable conclusion. It's gonna be great.
Get serious.
Outside of that, you can see me over every other Friday over on TPK Roleplay for Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, the Realm of the Frostmaiden campaign. If you want to see me in other things, episode 1 of Core Hearts, our Over Arms campaign, is almost done with the audio edit, and the video edit will become soon. I'm gonna set a semi-soft deadline of like it will be done by the end, like middle of the month if I'm lucky. Like middle of the month be if I get everything set together, hopefully. So we'll look forward to that. Outside of that, coming very soon, you will see me beginning August 11th over on the Critical Misses channel. I'll be joining the Humblewood Forest and Flame campaign. I have built just the most cinnamon roll Vulpin Paladin, who I cannot wait to play, and so look forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, for the sake of telling everyone that I have a Vulpin Paladin now, it's best that you all know the ears,
Ears are back, guys.
I have ears again.
They're
You're
more
all
expensive
welcome.
to get, but
You're all
y'all
welcome.
can
I have
put your
ears
bits
again.
on those.
Anyway, follow me
Instead
on
of, you know,
Twitter.
point for our players.
Yes, follow me on Twitter. Hang out with me there. Stay tuned for more things. We have some awesome shit coming out here. We'll talk about that more. Michelle, take it away.
All right. I'm Michelle. I don't social media. I played Lynx, our netrunner today, who was thankfully did not have to talk too much beyond making Fox cry a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, no, legit, bro. What the fuck?
All right.
You
Yeah.
guys
If
have
you
plenty.
you'll see me here on Saturday for Seven Sons after Mitz has just had a really big revelation and is probably going to have a couple of existential crises.
Sorry.
along with a couple of other friends, or their friends. Is she still a she today?
I mean, until you roll again, she's a she.
Fair. Okay. And beyond that, I am working on our Naruto rotating one-shot campaign, and I'm also writing up some. I'm working on it. We're writing stuff up for it.
It's soon. Trust me, soon.
It's soon. Probably it would have been sooner, except I did a dumb and I decided that I was going to actually create the actual character
You're
sheet.
doing some programming.
She
for
did
this.
the Michelle
People
thing
who
and gave
join.
herself more
It's
work
gonna
than we
be
told her to give herself.
smooth.
We gave
So,
Michelle a
if
modicum
you're
of
worried
work. She was
about-
like, okay, but what if I gave myself more work?
If you're worried about learning the mechanics, don't. Michelle's put in a bunch of work so your character sheet looks so good and works so well.
Oh
It'll
yeah,
help
when
so
we're
much.
ready, this is gonna be amazing. So, I have been super busy onboarding players. So if you have not, please get in a player application. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But announcements and signups will go up soon for the Blade's Will campaign. So if you want to be a Naruto character, then you want to come along. For
You
this.
want to be the anime.
If you wanna embrace anime, then if you want to take anime into your heart and soul, then you want to get that player app in and get it done soon. Anyway, Michelle, finish it. Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, that's basically it.
All right. Dan was not here, but you can follow him on Twitter. Land the Dan. He's real fun to follow. He's very sarcastic. He also sometimes runs our socials, which the Nightbot just put up, or can put up real quick. You should follow us at Neon Lights Are Play.
I'm on it. Hold up. Go for it.
And we post about our stuff. We post about our campaigns. We do jokes on tabletop, all that sort of things. You should also definitely try and come follow us on the Discord, because that's where you can apply for various one-shots and onboarding. It's a pretty quick process. We try and get it through them as quick as we can.
Oh yeah, it's literally just
have a
like
few
you
people signed up already.
fill out a little form and then you talk with me on Discord for like 20 minutes and I'm like, okay, cool, you're a player now. It's very straightforward.
Yeah, definitely if you ever wanted to play in or run tabletop stuff, the process will be that you get to play in a one-shot or two first, so we can get a feel for what you would do well at, and then we'll have processes for doing maybe some one-shots here or there, maybe even a campaign if we like you a lot.
Yeah,
that's the way you start.
Come hang
And
out
so,
with
yeah.
us. So there's one other
You should
thing.
also just hang out for the Discords. It's fun. It's
True,
good.
Discord's dope. We got great stuff happening there. There's one other thing I have to talk about, and it feels weird to talk about this while I only have 2 of you here, but I'm gonna mention it anyway because we're ending the stream, so I'm gonna mention it. We passed 100 followers, guys.
Hey, we passed 100 followers.
We sure did. Yeah. I don't know. I'll save the moralizing speech for some other time, but this has been I don't know what to say. This is amazing. You guys are so great. I love you all so much for joining this ride with us and for coming along and for joining this community and for hanging out for streams, for joining games, for talking, for donating chat points, for doing any of that fun shit. You guys are amazing, and I love you all so much for that. And I just had a thought. Would y'all want me to run maybe a goofy little Off-Worlders one-shot using that very fun system I'm using for a future campaign? It's sci-fi and very, very rules light. I think you'd enjoy it.
I think we should consider it.
Yeah,
let me real quick. My name's Tate Washburn. You can find me at kinda_writing on Twitter. I got my socials there. You can also find me on the Discord. The Discord is fun. Talk about world building and stuff. And yeah, I think, should do some kind of event for 100 followers.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's been a
thinking.
great journey for me. It's been a great journey for me. I'd never imagined I would do streaming stuff like this, and kind of got dunked in head first. I don't do anything by halves, so head first into this, and it's been great. It's been fun. I'm excited to see when we get to the 200 follower mark, how long that's going to take, what we're going to do with that.
We'll see.
But in the meantime, this has been Neon Lights in Night City, the Cyberpunk Red actual play game, and thank you guys for joining us.
Bye, everybody. Oh,
See you
wait,
guys.
we want to raid? Let's see. Who can we raid?
Oh yeah, who we raiding?
Oh, you
don't-
know what? Oh, so many people are live right now. There's so many options. Who do we want to raid? Anybody got options? 'Cause I'm thinking Critical
I'm not
Drinking's
seeing any
live
options
right
on
now.
my end, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's throw Critical Drinking a raid. They're doing some cool stuff over there. They're playing some D&D, as a matter of fact. Critical Drinking was a part of the awesome panel on a women in gaming that was posted over on TPK Roleplay. The VOD is over there with them. Check them out, definitely. They are an awesome channel that takes care of a lot of really, really awesome things. They have some of the best players and GMs I've ever seen. You do not want to miss their content, so we're gonna go ahead and throw them a raid and just tell them that we're happy to see them. We love them a lot.
or
So, yeah.
tell the married fox. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe, but otherwise, just say hello, everybody. Say it's good to see them, and that we're happy that they're doing great things. And that's all I got. Otherwise, right, friends?
Yeah. Let's go raid.
KO. Bye, baby.
See ya.